What's up, everybody? Welcome in. My name is Casey. I am the Guardian Oracle 33. Welcome to the channel. I didn't actually set out a notification. I just went live. Oh, my nose is already going to start to itch. Welcome in, guys. Oh, wow. All right. Holy cow. As soon as I click go, my nose just starts itching. You know, it's like that electromagnetic field or like static around my face. Archangel Michael, thank you for guarding the gates as I channel these messages. I ask that these messages are just for the highest good of all. I'm not getting that here. I don't know how to log into my son's Xbox with a remote controller.
And nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, it's been so long since I used the Xbox. I remember my first husband of 13 years, that was a thing in the Xbox 360, and one time he pissed me off. I'm like, I started throwing all his games in the yard. I was such a mean little a-hole. I used to. Gears of War was one of the games I used to play on the Xbox. What's up, guys, if you're just tuning in? 33 chances. Claudia, I'm trying to get caught up on reads. Do you want to set an intention, or just know you have that 35-minute read with me whenever and you can cash it in? I know things are always shifting and changing for you, so I just want to let you know I haven't forgot you. Let me know how you want to do that. If you just want to wait, you can cash in whenever you want as credit when you need it, or if you want to do a read now, let me know. Or soon. What up, Misty Martin? Beware and care. Woo! Welcome in. Hey, y'all. What is up, DJTWOZ? Out here following the yellow brick road. All right. Oh, we got snow. I forgot to tell you guys. We've got a little bit of snow. I don't know what it is about the snow that just makes the guy happy. The kids are happy. Mom, look, snowman came. I guess when it snows, it's the snowman. They're so cute. The kids are so cute. All right. I really feel in the collective like a lot of either that childlike energy or just that protection over the purity or the innocence of our children and our future generations. Their minds, their hearts, how we're raising them. You know, part of me almost wants to suck my kids out of society and do the homeschooling and just allow, teach them the good virtues. Living off grid's like number one is what we would like to do. All of us. My kids love it. I think everybody needs to drop back down to the basics and get away from materialism and back into that's where you really find yourself right there, is when you're not distracted or comfortable by other things in your life. You really have to kind of sit with the being and the person that you are. And what does it mean? What is the deck of cards that you hold in your hands? What cards have you been dealt? What mindset do you have that says, A, you can either transform from that smaller mindset, which I used to have it, oh, nothing ever works out for me. And I talk about blaming people, oh shit. But I didn't know, unconsciously, I didn't realize. I was just thought I had a right to be mad and had a right to, stop talking to people because that was my power. But really, it was just anger inside of me. It feels like we've done a lot of really looking at how we handle shit compared to, how we do now. And I think it's more in the state of being. Remember when we used to get pissed off, somebody would say something that triggered us, and we'd be like, oh yeah, motherfucker, huh? Yeah, motherfucker, I'll fucking show you, right? So you could get more crazy, more cray-cray. Shit, son. How long have I been gay? Most of my life. Beautiful Casey, how are you, pumpkin? And Christina is my girlfriend. You might be psychic. This guy. Doggy Style John, what's up? What up, Bethany? The benefits of getting older, the wisdom. The quick to the slow, huh? To be a hot-headed sumbitch. Want to do this? It's like, dude, I just asked where my car keys were. Fucking asking me stupid questions. Why you ask them all them questions, huh? Asking all them questions. Let's ask some questions. If we were gonna ask the questions, what up, Gigi? All right, guys. It's Trollstis in here. It's Trollstis. I have a big forehead because I have a big third eye. My third eye is bigger than your third eye. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, my mom says to pick the very best one, and you are not it. You're just not. James, welcome in. What up, Robin Dennis? You're fucking stunning, babe. As are you. How are you today? What up, Dorian? Dorian, where are you watching from? I'm Quick Trigger McGraw. Perhaps they meant happy. Happy Trigger. 'Cause I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. Texas. Right on. My sister lives over there. You know, I did hear only stairs and quarters come from Texas. All love. Bananas in pajamas. Anybody remember that? That just popped in. This is about the fucking bananas in the pajamas in here. Let's channel a message. Some of the shit you guys see. Do you know I was totally fucking tripping on some DMT and a bit of shrimmies? And these two fucking bananas come swinging on vines to the fucking trees. Funny thing is, they were bare ass. Now don't ask me where an arse on a banana is. I don't know, mate. I fucking don't know. But there they were, peeling off. Like, how much fucking DMT did you have, bro? Dude, totally sick. And he was eating a peppermint candy cane, bro. And at that point, I just knew, like, it was gonna be a good Christmas. Bells will be ringing. Oh, on a sunny afternoon. What up, A-friend? It's a hard knock life for us. All right. I love you all. I'm so grateful we can all connect. It's a nice, safe place to lay your heads. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I know you guys get excited when I post new messages. I get up here and I don't even know what's gonna come out. Just know when it's on my heart. Be moved by the Holy Spirit. Be moved by the emotions that you feel. That's that melding aspect. Allow yourself to just be. That's that connection, connecting with the innermost parts of yourself. You guys are fabulous. I know sometimes there's enough judgment in the world, but nobody can be more harsh, more judgmental, abandon us more than we already have ourselves. Some of it by ignorance, right? Not having the wisdom and the knowledge to know, oh, what the fuck is awakening? I didn't know what awakening is. I never heard that. I mean, I lived on a ranch. It was just Christianity and going to church. I didn't know about, like, connecting with the in parts of yourself. I was always going outside of me to connect and, like, oh, it's out here, these people, this congregation. I didn't realize that it was something I had to do. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. In those darkest places, the recesses of our mind, within our own beings. all those demons, right? All those consciousnesses, the deep subconscious. There's many layers to us. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. Okay, we've got many aspects. We have an amazing body, a bioengineered body that is it is a beautiful, smart thing. We just don't know how to meld that innate Christ consciousness within the being to speak to it or flow through it. Some do, some don't. By the way, I'm seeing a lot of people come out with telekinesis and doing it on YouTube. That's freaking awesome. If you guys have, the world is ready to see that, a lot of people are like, oh, your ass is fake, or oh, I don't believe in that, or this. I'm not out here to make anybody believe in anything. I just get up here and speak something, what's on my heart and what I feel guided to do. It's not for everybody, but this is how I found me. And I don't need the cards, the divination. I mean, everybody wants to talk crap about divination. Oh, Bible says don't do that. Oh, Bible says don't do that. Oh, that's not. Do you guys check the weather? Are you guys checking the weather to see what it's going to be ahead of time? Right? And they use technology, but still you're trying to look into the future to see the weather. That's divination. Do you blow out candles on a birthday cake and sing a song? That's a chant. That's a spell, right? That's a chant. You're spelling it out of your mouth with words. You're spelling it. You're putting intention to wish somebody something, and then you blow out the candle. That is actually a spell. But it doesn't always mean, oh, spells are bad. That's just another part of the programming. So many things get lost in the translation. So that's why I say feel. How does your heart feel? How does something make you feel? When you think like this, you're around these sorts of people, do you feel safe and secure? Do you feel confident? Do you feel at the top of your mind? Or do you have this underlining gut feeling that something about me says I can't trust this person? Or something about me says, you remember energies or patterns. And it's not just to dismiss people, more or less. It's just, you have to remember, they have energies. If they're not in there all the way, they're not seeding that consciousness. They're called walking zombies. When we're not awake, you're the walking dead, literally. You're just on autopilot. Everything that was programmed in the brain, that's it. That's what you run off of. Systems and beliefs. You're not really seeding anything. You know what I'm saying? You heard? Oh, Marty Jr. Hello, Guardian. Your smile is uplifting. Kinda. I think it's just the power of thought. We hear all of these things. Oh, what did I hear her say the other night? Last night I was listening to something, and she said, oh my gosh, and it's a saying I heard forever, and I hadn't heard it in a long time, since I was a kid. You know how they say tomato, or half a dozen to another, or it's a catch 22, or hindsight's 2020, 1818 as I'm saying this, right? All those little things. It was something like that. But the way she said it, I was like, holy shit, for the first time now I get it. There's so many things that we say and that we do that we might not understand the full intention behind why those things were initiated or brought forth or created in the first place. I think a lot of intentions have shifted and changed behind certain modalities or ways of doing things. And everybody's got to have their fucking viewpoint and say on it. Oh, nope, that's bad. You know, I think anytime somebody's seeking to find themselves and they have good intentions to do that, you are on the right path. You're not trying to be anybody, but to be more of yourself. You're not trying to go and encapsulate other people or to have the attention or the time or the needing. Yes, we as humans have this innate need to want to have gratification or to be told we're doing good, because that is also a system we were raised in, right? The good kid in class is the line leader. He has the A's. We want to be that kid. We want to be the captain of the football team, captain and cheerleader team. We want to be able to have good running shoes. We want to not be poor and be able to have meals every night like these kids. But some people, we all have different dynamics in what we were raised into this world with. So for anybody to put anybody in a box of X, Y, or Z, considering the fact that we are all a unique print, echo within this space and time, that's just something else we're growing out of. You know, how do you feel? How does somebody make you feel? when you're around them, when you hear them speak. What do they stand for? Does what they stand for, do they live it? Does it live through them? Can you see it? Can you see it in their eyes? Can you feel it in their being when they're around you? Do you feel good intentions? You know, it's important that we remember at certain times in our life, a lot of the hardest parts and the trauma that we have taken on are those times when we did it alone, right? I'm alone. Nobody's here. You're homeless. You got a bag of fucking clothes. It's cold as shit outside. You're walking down the road and you actually, one, don't know nobody's number, haven't had a phone for whatever your circumstances are. We can get real at what we do with that in here. I'm so fucked. I'm alone. I'm not gonna make it. You know, and used to being comfortable. If you can say, okay, I was in the military. Let's get us a tarp. Let's be resourceful here. Let's, you know, benevolence. It's like either living in that system or creating it within it. How many people do you go up and shake hands? Hey, nice to meet you. My name's Casey. I'm big on shaking hands because that's the way I was raised, you know, living on a ranch, is to introduce yourself, to make conversation, to hold conversation. There's a lot of communicating and a lot of miscommunications that happen. Some of these are blindsided or just like out of negligence, because, you know, when you're starting to awaken and you see things in a different way and you really hope somebody else could kind of align with that expectation will hold you in a state of frustration, because we're like, it's not that we're waiting for, look, I have a lot of people that I've been speaking the way that I speak since 2020. It's could only continue to grow. A lot of people are like, you know, they're just going through a phase, or, you know, this is fake, or you're speaking to the devil or the demons. Well, here I am 5 years later, 6 years later, still going, still, and nothing, no matter what has been done to me, what's of my shit's been thrown away, destroyed, I've been spoke about, persecuted for. That's the glory in it right there, is that's the grit. And that's that fucking, that is what hones the weapon. That's with that stone, every on your sword, every time somebody knocks you down or that, and you just throw light at it. You know, these people, and look at them. The only reason somebody like that's making you feel small is because, one, either they're just ignorant, they have a need to be seen because they're not seeing their self, or they're afraid. Fear will make people do crazy ass shit. Don't stop the path. Can't stop the feeling. Can't stop it. Follow your heart. I will follow you. You have a gift and you have an ability. This is where it comes in. Outside of whatever your intuitions, or you're made up of many things. And there are many things in your force field that you can call forth as you connect with your innermost parts of yourself. Things that you've done in other past lives that come natural to you. That's called alchemy. I think you have many irons and many fires, and you're able to, you can build, you can cook, you can clean, you can take care of the elder. You, instead of calling somebody, you've learned how to fix things or do them on your own, or DIY. Because you've had to. You probably grew up having to do a lot of shit young. You know, being responsible before your time, or raising others, or acquiring skills because, you know, your way of living wasn't like everybody who, you know, everybody else. Depending on where you lived at, there wasn't those comforts. So you kind of grew up already being like, and, you know, having to grow up fast. And then as you probably got into your teens, you know, 20s, that's a lot of times when star seeds will deter off track, because they're kind of at that point where they don't really belong to a parent, or there's been enough trauma, or they're, you know, they finally get that freedom, and then there's all that pain because we hold on to it. We're like a sponge if we're not aware. Like I said, we have many things within our field we can pull forth. We have a bubble outside of us, and it senses the spirit. It senses before the physical body does. It's kind of like if you're standing there in a dark room and you feel like something's standing behind you. Turn around and your sister's there to scare you, right? But you felt that. You know that just fucking motherfucking eerie ass feeling, or you just know. That's your spirit telling you, hey, something's in our field. These are the things that we're awakening up to, of that's why it is important. And I'm not just talking about know you, your name, your persona, date of birth, placements. Really, what is that you connect to? What is that intuition? What is that thing you're talking to? whatever, don't name it. God, angels, universe, primordial creator, whatever it is. The Holy Spirit, that's why I always call it the Holy Spirit. Omnipresence of just, something that can never be, it can never be destroyed, and it can never be recreated. It's the I am. All right, let's get into a read. What are we looking like? How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. There ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. All right, let's get into the universe. Anytime she goes away. All right. Woohoo! What's up, Elizabeth? Hi, Misty. Rolling on the river. Ooh, 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 ooh. I heard, baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Say, hey, baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Say, hey. Down came a blackbird. What do we have? Ooh, we have the deer. The gentleness, the gentle spirit. What's up, guys? Thanks for hitting that like button. You rock. This is a reminder to be more gentle with yourselves and others. The grace, sensitivity, and gentleness of the spirit animal echo, shit you not, it says that. Echo the qualities brought forth when living from the heart. Echo the qualities brought forth when living from the heart. Okay. Ooh. Tainted love. Ooh, it's a tainted love. It's a little old place where we can get together. Love shack, baby, please. Love shack, baby, love shack. All right, the radio's on. Elsa, can you hear me? It finally fucking snowed. The buffalo. Big Daddy Buffalo came in here. It's the bison. Got the buffalo spirit. Abundance and liberation are finally on the way. Finally. Birds are squawking. It comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude. See this gentleness. You will always have plenty when you express gratitude to every part of creation. Be clear about where you are putting your focus right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within you to create the life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. We've got you. What do you want? I know you're outside the window. My son. Keep moving forward, even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. Go out on a fucking limb. Not that little one. The big one. Come on, Big Debbie. Not that. God said trust. I'm like, no, I think they're taking this a little too literal. Almost touches the ground when she crawls out onto it. I gotta go. What up, Puffin? Not that one. The other one. The bigger one. No, bigger. Big guy. How do you want it? How do you feel? Growing up like a nigga in a trash can. The shit is for real. Make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth. Even if others don't, you are not what people think of you. You're not. You're not. Make sure you wipe your snot. Do. I've got a lot of energy. I'm gonna start my shenanigans. I've only got me, myself, and Irene. It's just the three of us. What are we gonna do? Well, I don't think a snowman's in the... It's not in the cards anymore. It's starting to melt off. Okay, bye. See you, dude. Okay, spiritual gift here that's showing up is precognition. You are being called to explore prediction of future events, no matter if it is a few seconds or years into the future. Crystal healing. You are being called to explore crystal healing so you can work with the stones to boost and awaken your intuitive gifts. Those are beautiful, huge crystals. I feel like somebody's gonna go down into some caves. New Mexico, I see, I'm hearing topaz. Topaz? Topaz. Is it blue? Is topaz blue? Topaz. Somebody help a gal out. Be the brave and authentic soul you are always destined to be. Topaz. Yeah, bluish green. That's what I see in my mind's eye, but I was like, okay. They're like topaz crystals. That's the color of them. I do feel like you could be being drawn to different grid lines, different parallels throughout the world. Some things are, it feels, I just heard, it's alright, take it easy. So they're like, just hang on for the ride here. Growth is a journey, trust each step. Yeah, deep need to move. Could be a prominent move coming up for somebody. Maybe somebody is feeling hunted here, okay? Maybe you're actually finding a new hunting spot. I feel like somebody does archery. Create sacred space to receive messages, the Christ consciousness. You are very close to understanding, so know that the divine has this at perfect time. So that other aspects would be aligned so that there could be a creation from whatever those interactions, energies. Really weird. I'm going back to a dream I had. And this is so interesting. I was hoping to stop other nebuluses from being formed inauthentically with Archangel Michael. But I wasn't on that mission. I was on a different mission with military, and I was already going in, they came and recruited me back, and they're like, hey, we're all going out, like these elite few, and we were going down in submarines into the water. And I was like, okay, but while I was in a cafe, the waitress, she's like, you have a different mission. You're on a secret mission. I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, if you get scared, she handed me something in my hand. She goes, and if you get scared, just take this out and call on Archangel Michael for help. And then the next thing I knew, I was like sucked up into space, and I'm flying, and I am with all of these nebuluses and all of this energy. I'm just out in energy, so loud. It was so fucking loud in my ears, like hearing crackling. Like, do you know how loud it is? A burning planet, how loud that would be. It was the most craziest thing I experienced. And I just felt that getting sucked. Next thing I knew, I was not on the ship. I was up and I was like, where the fuck? I was going on the submarine. The next thing I know, I was up in outer space helping. I don't know, Archangel Michael, we were flying together and I called on him and I was like, I think this is getting a little out of hand. So, they were forming faster than whatever my energy was to stop it. And then Archangel Michael came and we worked together and it was amazing. It was the coolest fucking dream ever. But right now I felt that. Oh, you have hidden talents that are emerging. They're creating sacred space to receive the messages here. Great job on your path, beautiful soul. Master of illusions involved. All right. Somebody's family's been divided in whatever way. I feel like bonds now are going to be formed much, much stronger. Much stronger. Those old energies or deities or whatever seeds you have planted within those around you that are now, they're no longer dormant or they have been fed warmth in the ground. They're now growing, and those seeds of consciousness that somebody's having. So I would say this would look like you on a pretty big scale within your family. You have made a vast impact, even if initially there was not much understanding or resonance with your energy or what you were going through your awakening with your family, or just the way that you have built boundaries. Girls are out there feeding the chickens. That really offended somebody. And when we take offense, we close the heart chakra and we shut down, and we then can no longer see another person's their experience of it or what they're seeing. Our job is just to listen. Our discernment is what deciphers through the bullshit. If this person's being authentic, if this person's just negligent to the fact of like maybe not being aware of, hey, dude, when you do this, you don't realize, but you're like literally projecting a shit ton of negative energy at people. When you're in a bad mood, it spreads like a wildfire. And like really even just teaching other people awareness by things that you, just the way that you live, okay? Because we become it first, right? And then that's the example. We can only lead by example and light, okay? That intelligence. There's going to be, and I watch tarot and I can tell just people, okay, when you say I'm a tarot reader and that's it, and you're not saying like, look, I'm an intuitive, I'm an empath, I have telekinesis, I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I'm a channel of so-and-so or whatever, you can tell people who are just starting to learn how to read and who are just kind of going down a path they haven't connected yet in that way, right? They're just telling a story they think people want to hear. Not really feeling that guidance, okay? When you should feel better when you get done listening to something, or you shouldn't feel worse and more in your head or more in fear and feel like you need to go find the next YouTube video to fucking see what they have to say. Because I'll tell you right now, everything's happening in now, and in that reader that you're listening to, God can speak directly to you. Even if the video was 3 years ago and you're listening to it now, it could be your exact situation, and it just so happens to be on your feed. Boom, that is your higher self. That is direct alignment. And that's not guessing, like when somebody's saying, yep, this bitch wants your inheritance. She wants your nigga. She gonna ride his. Why would you listen to that? Who fucking cares? Ride it. Jump on it. Let's do it. Ride it. Go. Saddle up. Yeah. I got shit to do, bro. We don't care. Some people care, but that's feeding what? You know what I mean? It's like, look at where you're putting your energy in and what you're feeding. Truly. Yee! Hercules, get it, baby. Yeah. That's your evil neighbor rubbing your husband's dick. Who cares? Full armor of God comes out. All right, any channeled messages we have for the collective here, for the highest good of all? Thank you guys all for being in here. Jump on it, motherfucker, let's do it. Ride it, my pony. Let's go. That's enough. Settle down, Cletus. Lacks responsibility to do the right thing. I'm just gonna actually set an intention. Your spirit guides, master number 44. I want him to pop out, please. Holy Spirit, holy angels. Messages. My little girls are so cute out there in their little snow outfits running around feeding the chickens. They'll fill that chicken, and like 2 cups is all it takes. They'll coffee cup after coffee cup. Next time I come out, the little pan's just filled with like a whole shit ton of grain. So when they go, they're like, Mom, we did it. And I'm like, awesome, thank you. And they go, and I'll have to put some back when they don't see. Yeah, those chickens definitely ain't gonna die on us anytime soon. Overfeeders. They love it. Chickens, feed the chickens, Mom. Chickens. Old shaman works in the underworld. Lincoln City town car. Lincoln City, or a town car. Where the fuck is Lincoln City? I'm sure there's probably like 50 million Lincoln Cities. Steals innocence of pure souls, seeing the dead ghost. Ooh, Native American, hawk spirit, teacher, leader. Old shaman works in the underworld. Town car. Somebody does that. I never do that. Somebody does that. That's if you're looking for somebody and they do that, they're like, that's it. That's the idea. This is what we're going with. Lincoln City town car. I can see somebody has like custom plates, running custom plates. In a trance, shadow walker, shadow being. Same color. Lincoln City town car, blue. So the Lincoln City town car can be blue. I got a feeling, somebody's feeling uncomfortable. Good soul here to help, heal, and to create new. Face the fear of the unknown. Dude, this card's constantly coming out of that whole deck. Orlando, Florida. Twin soul, unconditional love. Dreamcatcher, deep spiritual awakening. Crumbling of old beliefs. USA military. And heartbroke, lost. Somebody's lost and heartbroke. Powerful, wise leader is here helping. All right. Can't you see? Can't you see what that woman has been doing to me? Oh, I had to Google how to connect this remote to this. And I figured it out. I was like, dude, I don't want to have to go ask Ringo how to freaking connect the remote, because he's like, Mom, Dad, you do this, Mom. Everybody knows Skippity Cybow 6'7". I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to connect the fucking remote. Get the fuck out of my way. Alright, chat, bye. Homie, dog. Like, get the fuck out. I hook it up myself. I don't need your help. Skippity toilet. Nigger. Cornbread beans. Go away. So annoying. So annoying. Tarot Genie says thief. Pray tell. What's up, Dub Styles? I'm glad you're back in here. TikTok swine. Tarot Genie. Do you read tarot, or is your name just tarot? I can't take it. I know, the fucking shit they say. Some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. My life the last couple of weeks, fucking annoying. Yeah, little rage bait, D1 rage baiters. What up, Tim? I am doing good. Tim the Toolman. What was the neighbor's name? Couldn't see his face, but just his eyes. I was scrying into a glass cup last night. Actually, this one. Which I don't scry too much, but sometimes I can, and I'm just drawn into it. And I started seeing a face look through with eyes like this. You're about to get your ass spiritually beat. You better say what you gotta talk about, Tarot Genie. Play dumb TikTok. I have my TikTok, and it's the Guardian Oracle 33. So you can hop off. Oh, get that bitch out of here. Bolstress. I started my shit from the bottom. Thank you. Started my shit from the bottom, now I'm here. Don't try to come up on my channel, motherfucker. I got the wrong bitch on the wrong day, praise the Lord. I don't steal shit. I've worked for everything I have in my life with fucking other 5 human beings that I raised. And they don't talk like you. The only person out here stealing shit is you trying to get some attention. Saibao. Saibao. Love you guys. I feel like Steve Wilkos show. Get this bitch out of here. Fuck off my stage. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down that. Where's that other channel deck? Let's see what else we got going on. It's all good in the hood. Just puff and pass. Look, as soon as I said that, drugs, addiction. Now it's starting to kind of rain outside. Workout, exercise, motivation. Maybe somebody's starting to work out to help move past some sort of addiction. Dude, I know when I start running and I start exercising, I really don't want to vape because then I kind of feel like shit, you know, you're kind of more cognizant. Plus the next time I run, I want to be able to go further and, you know, the breath work, dude, I love running. I need to get out there and go again on another run with you guys live. So the exercise here, it does feel like there's like this motivation to do exercise or like this this more awakened version, aware version of yourself, this innate aspect of your being is feels like nightly is upgrading within your own cellular system. A lot of it could have to do with the purity of your thoughts or the conscious awareness that you have what you're speaking, your subconscious always listening to. Understanding the science and the spirituality, the body, understanding that it is a unique, very smart thing. The body is smart, and we are made to be able to, the highest aspect of us, to see through the physical vessel here, to be in 2 places at once, if that makes sense, to heal body, to heal others, to walk in that Christ consciousness, full abilities to see that amount of light or healing vibration here through the physical vessel. So I feel that here too. And you know, as somebody who's been an addict myself throughout life, which is where my awakening came from, it's a hard knock life. I learned a lot of shit. And I went back and learned some more lessons. I've gained a lot of wisdom. So this to me, packed with a comeback of working out and doing the right thing, dude, that makes you fucking unstoppable here. Look, that makes you unstoppable, quick as an arrow. Fly like a bird, sting like a queen bee. You're a powerhouse. That's very motivating. I see a lot of hiking, getting out, maybe things you felt blocked from doing before you're now able to do. Maybe you had some sort of physical limitation and now it feels like, man, this spring you're like, wow, I actually like, it feels so good. Now you appreciate your walks. You're like, man, you don't appreciate your health until you don't have it. You know, until you're laid up for 2, 3, 4 weeks, 3 months, you're battling stuff, or even, you know, a lot of people go through this during the winter time. And I think a lot of it has to do with the sun being further away from the earth. A lot of people in their mind, they think when, you know, rainy days, people are like, I get so depressed on rainy days. And I'm like, dude, I love the rainy nights. I love all of the, and it feels like that. It's like, man, I remember I actually did love to do this. This made me feel good. When I get my tackle box and I'm going to store it, I'm getting my worms. I know I'm driving down to the reservoir, wherever the creek, the river. I get so excited too, like, dude, I waited this whole time for this. And when you cast your first one in as your bait, and you're like, oh, this is so awesome. Then if you have a kayak and you take it out there, you're like, oh shit, hope I don't dump this motherfucker, right? It's just fun because you're doing stuff you used to do as a kid, things that challenge you. Remember as a kid, you're like, watch out, let me try that. Let me do that, right? I do it. My kids all the time, I do it, mom, no help. I can do it. Wait a minute. You're right. They want it. They're so eager to learn. It's like getting that energy back, getting that motivation back. It's like, ooh, this feels good. This feels nice to push myself. And it also feels like as you move your body too, you're actually regulating your nervous system and overriding that. You know, when you drive to the same place all the time, I know a lot of you text and drive and do all, you know what I mean? Or you just zone out and you're like, oh shit, we're here. And it's been fucking 12 miles, right? You're like, where did you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go, Captain and Joe? where are you? I'm not afraid anymore. I can't pull over any further. You're already over there. You're here. You parked and scraped the curb. You were here. You fucking scratched my wheels. you curbed my shit. Sorry. Well, fucking where were you? Curbing my shit. What else do we got? You yellow-bellied, sap-sucking son of a evil trying to trap light consciousness going on in here. And it feels like, that is the thing with, the drugs or the addiction. That was like that part of yourself that's like, hey man, let's not grow, or let's not expand, or constantly staying small within that. We're energy, guys. We're energy. Okay, I see evil trying to stop light, being spied on for underhanded reasons. Somebody loves you. I watch your every move. Somebody feels like you have the energy of an ascended master within. There could be an earth sign here, okay? You're very adaptable, yeah. Working with the ET higher council for good. That came out on the 7 of Cups. So there's like lots of daydreams, dreaming, lots of ambitions. Looks like you have the tickets to kind of, you're trying to see what kind of tickets you have to cash out. Like what do you have? You know what I mean? There's some cool shit in here. But I think that prizes, how many tickets in the shelf? Huh. This cup has a castle. This one has jewelry. This one has a plant with brass knuckles on the cup. Huh. This ghost with the sun coming out of it. Got snake crawling out of one of them. Book has answers, higher education. You're being lifted up to a new level. And the deep says, you Felicia! Oh, honey, where was your gloves? Oh no. You're so cute, Coco. Is mommy's belly warm? Oh no. Did you get a snowman? Aw, kissing. I love you. No, let that yes.
Okay, yeah.
Eskimo kiss. Nose, eye, butterfly.
That one.
What one?
That one.
You're so funny.
Yes.
Smooch. Okay, love you. I'm walking. Take Bear Dog out. Bear Dog gotta go out. Say, come on, old boy.
Come on, boy.
There it goes.
Virgo, come on. Virgo, come on.
Come on, Bear Dog. She's so cute. Mom! Every time she sees me. Mom! What up, Matthew? Little Ellie belly. The butterfly and the Eskimo kisses. Well, she'll say, this is how she tells me she wants the eye kiss. She goes, so we turn it into like instead of like a high five or a handshake, she'll say, Mom, I cannot see you if I have my glasses on. So when I put them up, she goes real close to my eye, looks at my eye, and she always kind of laughs. We'll do we'll do an Eskimo with our eyelashes, and then I'll do her nose, and then I'll kiss her forehead, and she always goes, Mom. She's so cute. I love loving on them. Oh, can't wait to see what they continue to do in this world. All right, we have you're being lifted up to a new level, a deep desire. Book has answer, higher education, alcohol, need fresh air and to get into nature, and a new perspective is needed. Ringo! Baby, you gotta go out there with Papa. Go eat your chocolate out there with Papa. Where's Hino?
Oh no. Why?
He's riding his bike.
Yeah.
You're so cute. You got a dirty face. Come on. feet off on the rug, please. All right. We back. I'm working, honey. I'm working. Mom, where are you? All right. I haven't used this deck in a while. I have a few new decks I just ordered too that I'm excited to use with you guys. Alright, this is a mix of like 3 different decks, so let's just get some stuff out here and see where we're going. It's old Big Bertha. It's old Big Betty right here. Oh, ain't your mama? Aunt Joe mama. Not my mama. Joe mama. We want to talk about mothers. All I gotta say is protect your children. Cover them in love and light. Keep their minds, their hearts safe. That is our jobs as guardians of these children of the galaxies here on this earth. They are also multidimensional and interdimensional beings. They're very delicate souls. The idea is not to get them programmed and to definitely not abandon them. Recognize what that shit that has done to you. Help heal that cycle within your children, within yourself, for your children. Love yourself enough to want to recognize that. Don't want them to feel like you do because you can't find a way to heal. There's help. There's always help. Asking and receiving help is one of the most humbling, hardest things that I ever had to do. And even in doing that, I was completely, ultimately betrayed by most of my family in doing that. Now, that would have been I still do not ask my family for help. And it's not because after so many times you start to see a pattern, you will learn to get away from that and to take the ones that you love away from that so that they're not experiencing that, because you're elevating that environment, yourself, your children's energy. Be the protectors and the guardians that you are meant to be. Don't ever let anybody come in between what's you and yours. In any way, your prayers are so powerful and heard, and just keep that faith. Your prayers, you call on their angels. I just feel that. Your children, the protection here. Trust me. These little gatekeepers are protected. Renewal. You are entering a phase of renewal and fresh energy. You have been feeling worn out. It is time to refresh yourself, whether by resting or changing your environment. New energy is on the way. 22 as I say that. That's a cute little pot. I feel like somebody's cooking in the crock pot. You guys remember when we were young and we used to have those, and I think it was like 3rd grade, and all of us would take a lima bean and put it in a wet paper towel and fold it, and we'd set it in the window at our school and watch it grow and see how far. Did anybody else do that? That's kind of what that card reminds me of. Is like, when your kids bring stuff home, like, Mom, I made this for you at, maybe somebody's having nostalgia, going through their children's things. They're just like, oh, I miss that. We miss out on the smallest of things, right? Because, you start to look at the pictures on your fridge and it's been years. You start to look at the pictures on your walls and time's gone by. Because we grow up, things change. And, cherishing beautiful memories and cherishing things, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You start to see the little artists our children are too. The way that they do things. And we always want no color in the lines. You ever just let your kid explore and watch or follow behind them, or just listen to things they say and just let them navigate and just observe. They're brilliant. All right. Your shadows are just hiding the light right now. Past life karma cycles. This indicates a past life is the reason why intense energy surrounds you, the person or situation. Look into ways to clear past life karma and see the bigger picture of the situation by viewing it from a lesson perspective. Take ownership for your part, and forgiveness are key in releasing past life karma. Holy Spirit, holy angels, somebody's gonna name something 3 trees. 3 trees. I just seen that. 3 trees. I even seen the logo in my mind. All right, love redefined. Cupid has entered your heart and has awakened you to the love and romance, but this time on a different vibration. Having newfound love for yourself has created an opportunity for a new chapter with the possibility of cultivating healthy relationships. Bottom of the deck. Storms may bring passions, but not peace. Also, too, I feel like somebody's done something for money here. I looked at the passion and the S's in it look like cash signs. So, like somebody's getting paid for their passions. Okay. Guidance from the innermost child. Hello, so family. Welcome in. I love you guys. You rock. No, you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. No, you're not hardcore. Maybe the name Corey. I'm hearing Bridgerton. Brigade. Abandonment. Brazil. Cheeky. Cheeky sunglasses. Sunbeam, sunrise, sun visor. There's a lot of sun. All right. Let love guide you. Choose to see the good in the world today is what came out. And I'm being guided to pull this one as well. January 3rd could be somebody's birthday. April 1st, you can do hard things. And February 4th. Dude, February 4th and February 1st through the 4th are very prominent for what I've been picking up on here as far as time goes. It is not impossible. It's not as impossible as it may feel. Maybe somebody here is trying to like, see, I see like seers or connect at a higher space, or maybe going into trances, trying to tap into, yeah, because I see faces coming through here in the sky. It's like meetings in the sky. High apple pie in the sky, hopes. And my phone's, you know, I could start to see some faces that came through in this. Right above the sail. It's kind of like piercing through a veil here and seeing something you normally wouldn't see that's showing up through frequencies, or it could even be like nature, how nature, like a sun shines through the trees after it just rained. It just feels like you see it. Maybe it is something that you take a picture of, or you're seeing it in the sky. It's something that pertains to nature and being able to get a visualization through that. I'm hearing Chiron in my head of magnetic service. He's saying, oh, the profundity. Bunch of birds just flew over. Let love guide you, number 24. Choose to see the good in the world today. This is from that's such a beautiful picture. This is from the Inner Child Oracle. What a beautiful place. Somewhere over the rainbows, bluebirds fly, and there's a land that I've dreamt of once in a lullaby. Someday I wish upon a star, and wake up where the clouds are far. Somewhere, those clouds, where they melt like lemon drops Maybe so he listens to that song, or that's just very prominent for that to come through. That could be a song that you've been listening to. Face is starting to itch. All right, number 24. Let love guide you. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Singing words of wisdom, let it be. There is magic all around us, woven throughout the fabric of existence. It weaves its threads within our lives, stretching between hearts, embracing souls, and wrapping itself within us. It is that spark, that feeling of home, that smile upon the face of a beloved friend. It is the good we see in the world and the good we carry deep in us, all of us. Even so, at times, we can lose sight of this good. If you have pulled this card, then it may be time to see the magic again. So this is a wonderment exercise. Take time to purposely acknowledge the good things in your life today. Write down all that you are appreciative of. No detail is too small. As you remember all of the good, let the feeling of gratitude envelop every part of your physical being with warmth and dazzling bright light. How does the inner child see magic in the world? I like that deck because especially when we do take on those exercises or we do something new, we're creating a new pattern, right? We're getting out of that, I heard AutoZone. AutoZone, auto parts. Nobody does it like AutoZone. Whatever the fuck your slogan is. Slogans could be important too. Somebody here's like receiving a God code. I heard deception. There's a lot of weirdos in this world, huh? I'm so glad to be one of them. A good, grateful weirdo. Cooper. Hold on, guys. Mom's work. All right, where is that mystical Martian? Let's go with the tattoo. What? Okay, for the highest good of all. For the purpose of faith, hope, excitement. What would the spirit guides, okay, looking down or here in humanity helping to guide us, what has been, from that perspective, what has been humanity or the collective's greatest attribute to this world at this time so far through us, all of us here working through our stuff? What has been one of the most powerful shifts we've created together as a whole? Isn't it interesting that each and every one of us can work on our own selves, and within doing that, we're actually raising the vibration of the consciousness of the planet. We're spreading more kindness. We're allowing other people to become unmasked within their own being by not holding harsh judgments and being good leaders, patient, kind. Sometimes, you never know how God's going to work through you. Sometimes it is telling somebody to sit down, and not a lot of people stand up to these bullies. And sometimes you're just that person that finally, as fucked up as it sounds, punches somebody in the throat and kind of sits them back on their ass. And lets them know, like, you can't not going around talking to fucking everybody like that. I don't know who you think you are, Billy Bob Thornton, right? You gonna skim that smoke wagon, Tombstone? Remember when Billy Bob Thornton's he's the guy that hands out all the cards. He runs everybody out because he's a fucking super douche in that movie. And then old Wyatt Earp comes in there and he goes, "You gonna skin that smoke wagon?" He goes, "You're sitting in my chair." He goes, "Excuse me." Billy Bob Thornton ends up backing down. He slaps him like a little biatch, and his ass runs out of there, and he ain't running shit no more. It's funny how people will just inflate themselves on that false sense of self, right? And then when somebody who has enlightened action coming through their physical vessel, it's move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way, oh, get out the way. There's just ways of the universe, just ways that, first thing I would definitely say is the universe, spirit guides, whatever you want to call, whatever, they have humor. They have immense humor. They're not just bland and take everything so serious. The lightheartedness, I'm starting to giggle right now. I'm like, please don't make me feel like I'm on shrooms again. I'm freaking out, man. Been having these super cool experiences when I start to channel in these energies. I've had like a smile. I just feel very, in the energy that I'm channeling, grateful. So let's see this impact we've made here. Let's see this impact that we've made for humanity through the collective. Working on ourselves within our own beings, staying in our lane, forgiving. What has it been? What we've been able to bring to humanity, and they're showing me it's simple things. Sweatshirts, hoodies, creators with art. They're bringing back expressions of soul. When other people see these expressions of soul,
Same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now,
chaos energy coming in.
wraps, plus fries, and a medium soft drink for just $8. For limited time only. Prices and participation.
Cooper,
Prices may be higher.
Ringo.
California and for delivery.
Make your space inviting. Make it neat and unique. Make it fun and functional.
Make
Shop
it
Kitchen
fun
Essentials
and
Hobby
functional.
Lobby, because home is what you make it.
Bye. See you later. You know what interrupted me was a McDonald's commercial. All right. We brought abundance here. So what we've been able to bring is creativity. The things that we're creating are, whether it's styles, ways of thinking. Thank God for the World Wide Web where everybody can, instead of just Hollywood or the rich and the famous, we're all able to have a voice to speak here. We all are able to have an ability to, have an expression of our experiences in whatever way that we feel guided to do it. I'll scroll and I'll see amazing people just on there talking or their personalities. You can pick up a lot on people. At least they're doing something, and that's the thing. Ever since 2020, there was a lot of people who really lost touch with their reality. And when being locked in your house for that long of a time, people either went crazy, a lot of people got divorced, on lockdown, a lot of people, there was violence. There was a lot of hostile energy. And within that time, as that started to dissipate, or we started to become more comfortable within, our environments, or whatever the shifts were, people not working, nobody working, finances, like all just that everybody's dying, like just the fear and all that. Some of you were out here creating. You were starting new businesses. You were starting new channels. You were creating ways to help those that were struggling. Lots of prayers. I think that that's a time when somebody, maybe perhaps you've lost somebody to COVID yourself. Really, a lot of awakening comes from tumultuous events. It's a proven statistic. Ask anybody who's spiritually awakened. Very rare, there's very rare people that go through their life and have that consciousness from a child and are aware and awaken their whole life. I would feel so horrible going through my life like that. Telling your parents shit and them never believing you, or I just shut down. I think I stopped being creative or having imagination because it became to the point where I was a liar. I was lying, or I'm making stuff up, and I'd get in trouble for that. So I stopped. I didn't want to get into trouble. And did those people that were doing that, were they trying to stifle me, knowing that times now will be how they were, where people are, talking about consciousness or connecting with yourself, or identifying that we all have traumas and that we're here looking to connect with ourselves and what we're hearing in our head, our intuition, finding some magic, maybe even having a passed on loved one come through, you're seeing them in your dreams. Like there's supernatural things happening in a lot of people's world throughout that time. This acceptance. Look, the acceptance and praying, this came out in last night's read. We really rebuilt a strong foundation of good business owners moving and starting new businesses, whether this is online, whether this is in your community, in whatever way. Acts of service for humanity, manifestations of good investments where, after experiencing, that shutdown for that amount of time and everybody kind of having to rebuild, and then we go into inflation, in the 3D, those things really pushed us to realize, even if we lose everything, what are you left with? Same thing when you die. You don't leave with anything. You have your memories, and you have, your traumas. What was on your recording reel before it gets put in the Akashic records? Like, what was filmed in your life? Because all of it's being filmed, right? What did you create? What did you put on this planet? What did you bring here, right? And you get to go back after you pass away at the end, your life and review of this aspect of you. You get to go back and you get to see. So nobody can convict our hearts more than we can ourselves. Because do we want to be bad? No. Nope, not. Some people don't care. But do we want to be bad? Do we want to live with always feeling the conviction of our heart? And some of us, we're so afraid to hurt other people. We don't want to be that because we've had it happen to us, that sometimes that even slows us down too. Some bitches need to get the fuck out of the way. And you have to go through that, because that person wouldn't care if you're down and out. And it's not to meet them at that same level of, well, I didn't help you. You can still bypass people and help people to know their place for where they're at. And that humbling is what helps us grow. God's going to use you as a tool. There's going to be a lot of pissed off motherfuckers, especially if you've been somebody who you have influence and your influence grows. In whatever way, your knowledge and your wisdom within your own self, you're adapting and working out, taking care of your physical vessel, that's intimidating. Because as you're sitting there doing 200, 600 push-ups a day, 500 squats a day throughout your day, and you're starting to push yourself, and in that time you're focusing on your meditation, manifesting, this is my generator, this is my weapon, this is my gun, this is for shooting, this is for fun, whatever you do. No, my feet can't fail me now, my feet can't fail me now. Ain't nobody gonna, once you pushed yourself, you brought yourself to this point of letting everybody push you around, and you start to regain that power. Then you start to get your physical vessel put back in order with your brain here, and push yourself here, because our bodies are strong. It's our fucking mind that's weak, right? Because this is what's telling this everything. This mind is what tells the body everything, how to move, where to go, right? But then we have this innate aspect of ourselves. That's that consciousness, that's that soul that's shining through this physical vessel. We're limitless energy. We just need to learn how to use that. And the best way to tune into that is tuning into yourself. You ever been up against somebody and you ain't seen them in a while and you're like, God damn, that person's been doing some work on themselves, or you just see it. You see it in their face. You see it in the way that they interact, the way that they're being. And you're like, wow, something really changed about that person. And it's inspiring. That's great. But some people don't get inspired. Some people are like, yeah, that is great, but great. Now, he just stands out even more, or that makes him more, you know what I mean? Now, instead of letting it be something like, hey man, can you show me a few tips or tricks? Like, I want to get going too and get motivated and sharing that energy and like come alongside something. It might actually be, if you have beef with somebody, there actually is probably something about them that you recognize within your own self too. It's a mirror. So, we choose what we want to resonate with and what we don't. Some people have some attachments, some things within their subconscious that, no, I don't want to do that. Good for you. They'll buy all the makeup, the nails, expensive clothes and shit, but they won't work on their body. They'll go get plastic surgery and their lip injections and their face and, spend hours in the mirror and looking good, and they're fucking, by the time they're done, their room's a complete mess and fucking, they're just no regard. You know what I mean? There's natural beauty, there's that light, there's that glow, and then that's that soul expression, and then you have what society considers as beautiful. And if you ask me, I think what society has told, or whatever this new style that has come in, and just people can have such a hard time just being authentic, just being natural. And I think it's so hard to find a naturally beautiful women who aren't all worked on, right? Or didn't, and it's sad because the reason they do that is because they didn't feel good enough about themselves, so they changed their persona on the outside, when really what was needed was that on the inside, right? That connection with yourself. Like, dude, I don't care if we look good or not. Once you raise to a certain elevation within your being, you really don't, it's not say I don't care, because those things don't matter, and people will not. Your energy speaks for itself and it shines through you. All right. Look, as I'm saying that, there's temperance on the bottom. Anytime temperance shows up, this is speaking about something very to do with spiritual lessons, to do with the process of evolution, or spirit guides, or divine timing that's here in the mix, I heard. What up, Claire V? Woohoo! Love you. Claudia's like, thank you, I did this message. Yeah, me too. And the amount, and another thing that has shifted within humanity as you guys have taken this step within your own personal being, you're breeding that energy and confidence, and you're working with Mother Nature. Every barefooted step you take, or as you walk, your energy, like a canine dog can smell you like a bunch of popcorn, right? You know how popcorn smells? Anybody can walk in there and be like, I don't care if you're fucking blind. I smell popcorn. We all know what it smells like. Well, a canine a drug-smelling dog to dogs, we smell like popcorn. So for them, it's very easy for us to find that scent, right? So something that we're not aware of. I don't know why I was bringing that up. I forgot why I was bringing that up. Oh, cranky. Too unique. Okay, so let's just keep going. I know my extremes. Now I seek peace. Now I know peace. Honor my spiritual self. Yeah, and it's just like if you leave your porch light on in the middle of a July summer, every fucking bug is going to gravitate to that porch light, right? Every bug, good or bad, annoying or not annoying, hitting that light, running into it, when you start to reflect that in your physical appearance and in your, people feel that in your being, when you walk by, in your energetic field, in your presence. And the other thing that has really strengthened within humanity is good souls recognizing good souls. Being able to really align with that and the creativity that other people bring forward. I seen a guy, on YouTube Shorts. He was actually going around and a girl was smoking. He took her cigarette really nicely. He looked at her and he put it out. He didn't smash her, he just put it out and he gave her a lollipop. And it was about putting better things in your body. Eating healthier. And they went and got her some Pringles. And then he didn't really say much and that was it. And then she was like, wow, like somebody cared about my health. Somebody cared about, but I just thought that was like one of the coolest things to see. You have people who go do nice things for people and put it on the world for people to see. That shit makes me cry. When I start seeing people doing nice things for the people, I'll be there, that like cries me sometimes. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just don't see it. And it just like my whole soul just, because I know on so many levels what it is to feel without love. Not having love is not feeling connected to anything or feeling is one of the scariest fucking places in my life I've ever been. To not feel shit is so scary. I want to feel everything. I want to experience. I want to write from that experience. I want to color from that experience. I want to sing from it. I want to sleep in it. I want to grow in it. I want to remember. So, and bring a piece of that in from whatever tribulation has transpired. Create from that. I see somebody making like beautiful furniture, lots of colors, beautiful furniture, simple shit, simple things, like really bringing back a vibe of just freedom of creativity and the judgment that falls away through the gratitude and the appreciation of saying like, look, God worked through this person to bring this to you. That freaking picture you drew was so marvelous. I couldn't take my eyes off it. You know what I mean? Whatever. I know it's just a teacup with a little plant, growing throughout it. But for me, I seen something else. For me, there was a lot in it. Even if it's just a silly old picture like this, right? Because God will give people the same idea, the same inventions, but it'll wait on to see who actually acts on it. Who's not stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage, right? Who's going to invent it? So another person across the world can invent it, and the guy will be like, whoa, he stole my shit. I was doing that. It's like if you're getting these ideas, put them into action. Fucking write it down at least. Get it out of here and get it onto paper. Help it to manifest, especially if it's for the highest good of all, which, isn't that what we're trying to do out here? Isn't that what we're trying to do? I don't know about you guys, but this is the thought of people feeling shitty, like, oh, I got my shit, so I'm good. Fuck you guys. People who think like that, I just don't resonate with you. I don't. Or where you feel things are like you're at a low in your life, or you can see hard times coming, so you use people or cut them out of your life before that happens, so you don't have to pay them back, or you're not responsible for, right? You're there for the good times, not for the bad. You guys have a lot of learning to do. I'm talking to the good soul people, that still helping. Yeah, you can have half of my bowl of soup, man. I don't want, you know what it is to sit with a hunger growling stomach. Why would you want somebody else? 2 minds are better than 1. We sit on a gold mine of just what would change the world, and it's just we get enough content out here that's positive. We start actually all thinking it, being aware of how we're thinking. Beautiful day. I'm gonna go experience nature. I'm gonna go get in the fucking kayak. I'm gonna rent a kayak. Whatever it is I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go watch the birds. Today I'm gonna go find a few birds that are popular in my area and see if I can actually find them. Or I'm gonna learn whatever this beautiful tree is and things about it. Go sit by it. Go do things that are different. Go to a D&B barn supply and go look at cute chickens and bunnies. Go do something than what you don't. You don't have to spend money. Go sit somewhere you haven't sat before. Take a different turn home. Instead of putting your socks on first, put your underwear on first. I put my socks on first. Anybody else put their socks on first? You're telling on yourself. Don't put your beanie on first, put your underwear on first, fresh out of the shower, right? Beanie, socks, underwear. Somebody does that. It's a download. I used to think I was getting rubbed. It's crazy how when we're not staying aware of how we're feeling or our normal triggers. That's the God code right there. Is how do you feel? Your body will tell you. You'll sense things before you'll actually physically see it or reflects back into your light, right? Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You've come on. How long have you been on this path? You've got to remember, people that are on autopilot, they're programmed to be a certain way that can actually trigger a lot of, highly emotional or sensitive people in that way, because you guys can have a tendency to feel guilt for rising above. It's called survivor's remorse. I should have been dead. I should have been the one. I should have, want to take that for somebody else. What you're here to live for is so much greater than giving, yes, one soul that you loved and cared for, you would have trade place with, or you want to, that's in a bind. You would. That's just a soul that you are. And people like you are hard to find. Friends like you are hard to find. People who will actually listen or can say, man, I can empathize with that. Do you want to go get some Thai food and just, watch the ducks on the pond? Fuck yeah. Hey, I'm not doing anything. Do you just want to grab a coffee and go for a walk? Yeah. I mean, it's small stuff in connection. Share ideas. We all need that interconnection, because where 2 or 3 are gathered, God is here. We need to share that, and other people have ideas to share with us, to be open-minded. Not everybody's trying to influence anybody in a certain way. Some people are just being, and within that being, there's always a presence of, right, the Holy Spirit when you're being truly authentic. Bingo! Ringo, you better get off of my live with your side out. You think you slick. All right, moving into the next segment. Cut. All right. I am gonna go make a cup of coffee. My coffee's gone. I feel like I got a lot more channeling. I feel like I got a lot of energy in here. I got a lot of energy. And I'm gonna make a cup. Beautiful Scarlet Moon ink. Thank you. Appreciate that. I shall rejoin. Because you're gonna be like, Mom. Got a new Keurig maker. Dude, that thing, those little individual cups, so nice just to have that, and I like it because it makes it nice and strong. I like my coffee where you can stir it and the spoon will stick in it. I don't always have coffee, but when I do. Okay. Ooh, that's good. Did you get you some coffee too? I got that. The pod cups I got is caramel cream brulee. Caramel cream brulee. Blah, blah. Let's get into. It's coming towards you. What are their energies coming towards collective? What does the collective need to know, tune in, tap into? Make sure you guys, speaking of tap that phone screen for me, please. Hit that like button. Sun's coming out. Sun is coming out. What do we have for the collective? Who is coming towards the collective? Who's coming towards the collective? Oh. Could have children coming back into your life. I think there's a deep yearning here that you have for this person in some ways, and it feels like it's very much, this would be soul family, soulmate. This is somebody or something, whether it's something that's very near and dear to your heart. I see somebody's coming back, and there is a goodwill and a simple person, a simple energy that is coming towards you. Bottom of the deck, there's culmination here. Solid foundations are being laid. Maybe even perhaps there's some sort of self-elevation. Elevation? I was going to say evaluation. So, elevation. I also want to say too, side note, for somebody here, the person coming towards you, if you have been feeling that this person has just kind of went away or abandoned you, or you feel that, please be understanding that this person took time to find their self. This person was taking time to grow in their own being, to understand a layer of themselves that they felt you were worthy of having complete and whole within them, because they recognized a pattern within themselves that was repetitive and that was, this person feels, has always felt, or vice versa. I'm hearing right person, wrong time. This person went away for a while here, they're saying, and they went out onto a mountain. They went to do some soul searching. Hold on a second. Okay. Maybe this person too in the past, okay, because I just got on my son's ass for, he likes to tease the little girls and he makes them cry, or he likes to try to scare them, he's just a 13-year-old boy, but either way, he's still, it's like being a bully, and I just got on his ass where I'm like, don't make them cry. They don't need any extra. And it feels like maybe even in the past, this person, vice versa, you or them, there was some sort of bullying here, or I'm just not being very nice for whatever reason. Like I said, right person, wrong time. Maybe somebody here was going through something very trying. whatever it is, this person has went out and they have found inner guidance and solitude within their self. This person has become enlightened, very enlightened. They realize things within their self-reflection that maybe they hadn't seen before. You know, they wanted to understand why certain things led them to make the choices that they did. Even in their heart, they're like, I always had this deep soul feeling about you, about your energy, about there is something here too about the eyes, recognizing somebody through their eyes. You know, it's just the mannerisms of either yourself or this person that were just very, this person sees as innocent, this person sees as, you know, somebody here too, I want to say they'd recognize you from a different space and time, the soul, who you are. So you could either be this really enlightened being and recognizing that within others, or have that ability to, or this person's recognizing that about you now, or as they were soul searching here. This person recognizes that you're actually a beautiful reflection of who they're seeking to be. And the further that they go onto this journey of seeking within their own self, they're starting to find reflections of your face there, of you there, of things you've said, or that same energy, right? We always know how people make us feel. You know, when you go into a room and it's like some friends from high school and you see them and they're like the ones you always cackled with. Of course, you're going to start with your antics and your smart ass stuff because that's the way that you guys are. It's always a good time, right? It feels like that.
Like me. That's 1 in 4.
There's something within this person's reflection that they were trying to understand at a very deep level.
We're not just tax-paying Americans.
We're fraud-paying Americans.
We're not tax-paying
We're not
Americans.
paying.
We're fraud-paying Americans. Jesus, the commercials these days. Old friend, I heard. Old friend. A reunion. Alright. Well, we know the energy that's coming forward. This could be something within yourself, an actual physical person, another soul being, another version of yourself, an old version of yourself. Maybe you are, upon soul searching, you know, having this nostalgia too about your childhood memories, or just children in general, past influences, and how they have brought you to the space and time that you're at here. And I feel like the most important thing about this energy that's coming towards you is that it has a very unique layer of simplicity within it. It's nothing that's it's playful. Okay, this energy kind of, it's almost like, because this kid's like showing this kid something else, and he's bringing her flowers, and she's looking to him like, wow, you know what I mean? It is really a playful card when you look into it. Somebody here also, just to signify, this person either wears a lot of yellow, drives a yellow car. I'm hearing Bumblebee. And there's the movie called Pure Luck, but the guy has like bad luck throughout the whole movie, and he gets stung by a bee. Maybe somebody has a bee allergy, because they're bringing that up here. He gets stung by a bee, and he like blows up. I don't know if you guys, not blow up, but he's like on a plane and he's fat as fuck. The little redheaded guy with the curly hair. You guys remember that movie, don't you? Pure Luck. Man, I haven't thought about that movie for a long time. Those guys are so funny. A redhead and that black guy are fucking hilarious together. There could be like a redheaded guy and a black person, you know, here having to do with the situation, just to identify a little bit more. All right. What's this person's intention in coming forward? This person can be a Libra. The number 11 for me is my yes number. I just had a bunch of birds fly over, so to me that's significant, and that tells me this person is part of soul family. This person's intentions of coming forward is to bring some sort of peace and justice, okay? I only want to have, like, everything that's coming from this person through this soul searching this is their truth. their intention is to share this truth with you. There is something that you guys are both going to share, and it is like karmic justice, that you guys are both, you know, when the devil has the masculine and the feminine both tied to it in the depiction on the tarot deck, if the devil has those two people chained to the tree, it's like even if you got out, that other one was still there. You know what I mean? And it's like through that soul searching, that other aspect has now released itself from that bond. You know, whatever that was on the mind, or whatever they weren't seeing clearly, or whatever they were feeling, okay, with the soul searching, whatever made this person go deep within and recognize that as they started to really feel, because like, you know, it could be years. You know, this person's on the mountain for quite some time, going within themselves to really evolve. There's a lot of things this person wants to bring to your awareness too, with their intention about justices of this world, the justices you brought into this person's life by letting them go. This person is saying that they have seen, whether this was receiving this information through a cosmic source, okay, whether this was through another reader, through something that they, it was a direct message to them, where they seen a very deep, profound connection that you both shared. Something that was very unique. Maybe there was an experience you shared with this person that you really couldn't describe. It almost felt like they were an advanced being in a physical body. You couldn't explain the connection. You couldn't understand like the subtleties or the esoteric, the philosophy that came from this person. But now this person's like, I want to share something with you. I want to bring you back to your childhood. I want to help you find something that you've been looking for. And this person's going to bestow some sort of cosmic wisdom and knowledge that they have received from the divine courts, from the highest council, from the highest aspect of themselves here, onto the situation of Brian Sway's energy is coming in, and this is the intention behind it. Okay. This person wants to tell you too, it's like a thank you. I want to thank you, even though the situation or the dynamics were so unreal and very tiresome or trying, or you never left my mind. There was times when I did many things to get you out of my mind, and more or less it really wasn't like just the not having you physically. It was like, why did you come into my life? Because now this person says, I understand that there's not, there's synchronicities, there's not coincidences. This person is somebody who's looked into patterns or understand falsities within politicians. Politics could be heavy with this person in some way, understanding the paradigms of the programming, okay? This person has a way of bringing enlightenment too. Maybe they share posts, or they have a content, something where they're also an influencer in some way. They have learned how to step out and share what they have been, what they now see. I also want to say too, this person like talks to you in subtle or hidden messages. There's esoterics, and it's like something that you two are doing universally. Through higher aspected versions of yourself, but yet through the physical. So even though you might not, you're like, oh, is that person giving me a subtle message? Your soul knows, like, oh, because your eyes will be led, and then you'll see a name, and you're like, oh my gosh, it is this person, right? Because you have that soul's desire, and because you're connecting with that desire, and your intention to connect with it is pure, you're going to receive that message. The universe is very beautiful, and maybe this is even really, this person even just, this energy coming back in, and in whatever way. This could be a different version of yourself. This could be somebody in the physical. This could be, you'll know. Okay, so their intention out here. This person is like, what you have, what did you teach this person? What did you bring to this person's, because this person's like, what you have taught me, what you have brought into my life, even if in the hardest ways, was the key that I really needed. It's not what I wanted, but it ended up being what I needed. And now I'm starting to see how these synchronicities and my daydreams and these visions have led me, or I have stumbled back upon this same path as you. So what is it that you taught this person that's so profound that really illuminated something within introspection and contemplation? Patience. You taught this person patience. That just because they want something right now doesn't mean that they can have it. Even though they might be the perfect person for it, but there's some growing that they needed to do before they could step into or feel the shoe of whatever this dynamic is. You taught them how to work hard, about a craftsmanship within their self. They're saying on this adventure, I went in within myself here, that I'm lighting the world and I'm now speaking from. They say don't put your lanterns under your bed, put your lanterns in the window for all to see. This person is guided, this person's intuition constantly is leading them back here. This is the energy that's coming in, that's helping you. Because within that light is that information. Maybe it is pertaining to something from the past or a different space and time, a different elevation. You taught this person how to become dedicated to something that truly was within their heart's desire. I think there was a lot of trying to understand why I met you. I'm seeing a heart in the clouds, and I'm seeing 3 white beings. It looks like Baby Yoda in the front with a lightsaber. I wonder if you guys can see this. Looks like Baby Yoda right here in the front. And he's like marching up. See, he's like going up. He's so cute. And he's sitting on this platform over here, and then right here, it's kind of gone now, but this was the heart in here. Oh, it almost looks like a face up there. Whole new world, magic place you've never been. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Oh, lots of faces over there. Holy shit. Look at that face. Look at that face. Ain't no valley low. It's like other realms that show up through. Very mystical, paranormal, for the eyes that see, huh? Everybody's like, what are you doing, lady? You're just sticking your camera out the window, but some people can see the faces in there. That heart. That's my thing. That's the number one thing that I receive the most. Ooh, those look like angels right there in there. The angelic realm. Cool. All right, you taught this person. This person is saying, because of this experience that they shared with you, they now have the eyes to see a perspective. All right. Anything else for what you taught, what this person is seeing? This person is seeing. King of Cups shows up. The diplomacy. You taught this person diplomacy, benevolence, how to become generous and family-oriented about the things that truly do matter. Maybe this person experienced the family with you or some sort of dynamic that maybe at the time was built off of good intentions, just not really having the energies to expand. Just, cut out, sorry. It's like having the hurts and pains and just not having the wisdom and knowledge or the experience with those two archetypes that we're playing out here to be able to really, that's why I'm saying it's like right souls, wrong time. You know what I mean? And that changes other things in future timelines too. You have to remember that what's happening now is also changing other things as well. They look in the sky. I would say this person holds you in a very high regard as far as work ethic, your patience, affection. This person's like the level of affection that you show or that you've shared touched my life. And I really feel as if it was, you know, I think this person's mind can get in the way of how they truly feel. And I think that's one of the things this person went seeking inside. They wanted to understand why they felt so moved and triggered at the same time by you. Not sure what they were experiencing, but they knew when they were by you, it was like they were being pushed to grow, or the way that you lingered in their mind, or the frustrations would come through with delayed responses or whatever that they needed at that time to feed that ego aspect. It's like you were also going through something that kept you distant. You know, it's like going through your own shit and then being together and trying to hide it from each other. So, you know what I mean? It just wasn't, that stability wasn't there. This person also says throughout this time that I've been away, you know, like I said, deep nostalgia. They're looking back now and actually seeing the innocence in the things that you were saying, the innocence in the way that you were trying to guide as you started to grow, as you started to work in your own patience, in your own emotional intelligence. This person, before, if there was, you know, an attraction in the physical, like this feels more romantic now. This person, in some ways, says, I have put you on a pedestal and I romanticize, you know, really to experience these qualities within yourself, and more or less for you to experience this level of being that I have ascended to. This person I'm saying, like, I feel devoted to you and to your cause. I feel devoted to enlightenment, to this inspiration, to being able to use this, you know, this person saying, I can actually express now. Because of what I experienced with you, I can actually express. Maybe there was something where it was just like a disconnect, and it was like, you know, never talked again. But in that time, you experienced something highly, you know, spiritual or paranormal, or it was during a dark night of the soul. Maybe somebody was awakening and another wasn't, and it was hard for somebody to understand what another was going through. Whatever it is, you know, I keep wanting to say he. Because it does feel like a very masculine energy. It sent this, it was like the last straw. It was the last straw. You know, it was this was like their last effort to try to come together. And I think somebody's like, I have to be done here in whatever this situation is. Because deep down, this person never wanted to hurt you, never wanted to put trauma onto you in that way. This person saying, the way I was expressing myself and the way that I was acting and behaving was out of a very scarred, wounded aspect of myself that took me even time to see that there, you know, that I could accept that I was hurt, that I, for many years, have been hurt for a very long time, not just by those that were told to love us, our family, our friends, but I stopped loving me. I lost me somewhere in my life, from where I went from super enthusiastic to hanging on to every little thing, to where it would turn into control and then pushing people away and bursts of anger, depression, or, you know, even addictions. This person says, you know, the inner guidance that you always talked about, that's what they're coming forward saying, I found that. Because of something that you've done, there is now an effect, and I've learned a very valuable lesson. This person wants to speak about this with you. This person's like so dedicated to the path that they're on now. The level of honesty and integrity that this person holds for you, and the quality of the relationship or the dynamic they would like to share moving forward, going with the flow and without the expectations. It's just like they really do care about what you're going through. They really have wondered and worried and thought very much, prayed for you. It's just like I've prayed for you often. All right. You see their intention. How does this person truly feel about you on the soul level? I think this is a relationship, and I think this is a perfect example of a very unique soul lesson in a dynamic of two souls that feel like you exist on many different dimensions together, and in this density that, like I was saying, right person, wrong time, because other things hadn't happened, but for some reason you two found each other outside of a norm or through whatever. One of you, something happened in a different realm that seeded here for the as above, so below, and that's what made this very turbulent, is because it wasn't time for this to come about. But like magnets do, they attract, and I don't think that this isn't for everybody, but it would be, even if you're not with each other all the time, you could never be apart. You'll never be apart because you're actually made up of parts of each other. You share very similar genetics. You might actually even look a little bit alike. That's another telltale sign. We gravitate towards people that we are more genetically coded like, even in physical appearances. And people who look like us, most time are more genetically. I watched a whole thing on it. It's pretty interesting. This person's, the way that they truly feel about you. You got, I don't know if this person, you've known this person since a child. This person's intuition is saying, their heart, everything that they have moved forward, they see how it's led it back to you. This person sees you as a beautiful manifestation. This person feels, however they're feeling and visualizing, or their soul's desire, that this expression that they're having to experience a certain specific reality, and they're saying like never to go against your free will. This person's like, but that magnetization's there, and they're like, Elsa, can you hear me? Do you want to come out and play? It's like the souls calling, okay, to each other. And with this childlike, you got the Page of the Cups. I wonder if you guys don't have a child or didn't have a child together, or if maybe you lost a child, and that's something that separated you, was a loss of a child here. Whether it was a miscarriage or, this child came into the physical earth. It feels like there was something here with child and children, okay? This person feels like you psychically pick up on them, or they're psychically picking up on you. Your sensitivities and your messages, okay? Like I said earlier, this person has a deep level of adoration and admiration for you. And whatever this experience that they had with you, can you tell me about this experience that they shared with you? Routine. Some sort of routine came out. What was this experience that was so profound here? For the Six of Cups and the Hermit to come out here, and the energy that's coming back, this energy that's been transformed because of life lessons, some sort of cause and effect. Them seeing you as a victory. Okay, you're ready. That is some energy. What was this experience for the collective? What was this experience that this energy felt that created such a profound change within their life? Can you tell us about that? What was the energy that was experienced here between these two? Marriage. Higher level connection. So whether this is in the physical realm or if this is in a spiritual realm, you shared some sort of, I really feel like this is a marriage, or a social group, okay? You could have done some sort of education, or you could also share some sort of beliefs. This was an experience, and I want to say too, because I don't feel like you share the same beliefs, and I think that that might have been a disconnect if somebody was waking up in another. Tell me about their belief systems. Were they congruent? Were their belief systems congruent here when this is coming out? You guys shared a commitment routine, okay? Yeah, there was some sort of defensive behavior here. There was some sort of defense that somebody had taken here. I think, where did the separation, show me about the separation. Wow. Okay, so when something was, somebody was juggling life here, okay? Monies, trying to balance things out. Somebody was running a business even, perhaps, okay? Maybe you worked with this person. Maybe there was a ran business here. There was some sort of stubborn energy, okay? And I really want to say somebody was trying to profit to come out here twice. Somebody was trying to profit off of something here. But there's something here about not finishing what was started, okay? Not being able to finish what was started. But the passion was there. The passion was there. What you guys shared in the experience was like a very passionate, I would say, like, if you made love to this person, it would have felt like you elevated out of the bed and up into the fucking cosmos or different universes as you're making love. Like your third eye, like when the melding happened, like it was so magnetized and just very, and I think that that's something that you guys have shared. I think you guys both have some sort of fatal attraction to each other. Like I said, I think you might look similar, whether you both have dark eyes or light eyes or eye shape or nose, or even down to personality, humor, wittiness. I feel like both of you were very humorous. Maybe you guys like to joke and play around or do pranks on each other or wrestle or do things like that. That's what this person's saying I remember the most, was that playfulness. That, to me, I've never found in another relationship since I have been separated from you. That's what always brought me back to you, was I actually got to be a kid with you. I got to be myself. You guys could be a year apart, okay? I'm seeing 9/11. Yeah, this person's like, I was a shameless flirt for you. And maybe this person's like, their passions and their desires, like, and that became, their control. See, I think you guys did have a baby, or this person, like you had to have shared some sort of conception of something here. Pregnancy, I think that there was a child here. You guys have a child together. Or this person, that was a very deep passion they had. They wanted the baby, they wanted the kids, they wanted the marriage here. But what got in the way was some sort of routine and stubbornness, okay? Things being out of balance, books, finances, life, and all together. What was a conflict here? What was something that made it the wrong time? What was that got in the way? Intuition, okay? Naivety. And the lack of experience. Okay, so what got in the way is of a lack of experience here, to have that confidence and that strength. Somebody had a really hard time maybe maintaining honesty here, or even being motivated, or to be free thinking. I feel like somebody here too, like a battle was like, this is how I believe and this is how I feel, and somebody started to disalign themselves with the thoughts or feelings of others and categorizing themselves like, well, if you don't believe like that, then we don't have anything together. Like separating, putting a system in between two souls. For that was part of it, and I think that was kind of what the sole purpose here is. What they're saying is that we would disagree, but yet feel so. It's like my love, my unconditionality, my soul recognition for you and what we could create is so much more than the differences that we've shared due to systems and programming and beliefs outside of that. And I think those are the things that needed to fall away or become, I heard mutable. This person's like, it was really hard for me to use my intuition when I was around you. For some reason, I was around you, I felt like my intuition was always blocked or being fucked with, or, this person said I had a hard time. That was a challenge for me, was maintaining my my spirituality or having a voice. You know, this person, I think this person too, a challenge here is that somebody here was very sensitive to other information or sensitive on picking up and receiving other things, and somebody wasn't sure where that was coming from within you, you know, especially if you are a spiritualist, and this person was like straight up Catholic or Christian. This person's like, I like you, you're like my dream man, my dream girl, but there's things that you're going through that I don't understand, and there's a disconnect that this person felt with you because of your path, and that brought out a lot of deep insecurities within this person that triggered some things within their own childhood, abandonment or addiction issues or lack of motivation or leaning to other people for a sense of happiness or a sense of status, because somebody here really kind of lost passions through some sort of inner family turmoil that they were going through at the time. Somebody here has a parent on the other side, or a grandparent, somebody who raised them, that's also been guiding this person here. I wonder if you didn't also know the same parent, this person's parent, or vice versa. There was something that was shared. For some of you, this straight up was a marriage that you've had children in, and their parent was like a parent to you, or they, you know, you guys been together for a really long time and something split, or while you were split, this person had lost a parent, and maybe that's something also too that this person wanted to share with you, is since they've lost this this leadership figure, or maybe they weren't. Maybe that, you know, that really sent them into things that hurt them in their childhood. Like, I didn't even get to have this experience with my dad because we were mad at each other when he passed away. You know, we were having differences, but I never got to say that. And maybe you're somebody who, you know, in your spirituality, in your crazy woo-woo talk, you would talk about the other side. And, you know, that was just so hard for somebody to get past once this person passed away. They're like, the one person they did want to talk to after, you know, through the grieving process was you. Because you have great insight and intuition. Through this soul searching like this, the spirit guides and this person's guardian angel would put these daydreams or remembrances into this person's, you know, whatever's in their field. Can you please stop itching my nose? Into their field, and they would feel that once that emotion would come up, they would have a resonance with that again, and it was continuously happening, but it was teaching them something on a very deep level of understanding of how they felt for their self versus how they feel now about themselves, where they were and how they've grown, accepting that they were at a level of consciousness at that point, and now that they have grown. This person feels very enthusiastic to share something with you here. So, as this energy comes forward, where will this interaction most likely happen in the psyche? Could be a secret conversation, something out of public, something in a private conversation that just comes through that somebody wants to have with you. This person, too, as much as they're wanting to come through, it kind of feels like they're stepping back, and because I feel like deep down this person, this is a card of secrets as well. This is somebody who's very well informed, but doesn't always say everything that they know. They're not always sharing what's on their mind. They don't have to. That's the secret. That's the thing, is that they have this connection. Divination comes out here. So maybe this person, if you're, or maybe this person's a card reader, okay? Maybe somebody here is into divination. Okay, so they have some sort of spiritual insight, and it feels like this is where you guys are meeting up, is through this spiritual connection, whether it is through through tarot, spiritual transformation. Okay, so this is where you guys are having this interaction at. Things to be revealed, your spirit guides. Okay. Anything else on that? Emotional stability. Okay, so this comes through. Okay, so as you travel, as you create this freedom, okay, wow, this is talking about new beginnings here. So something spontaneous is what brings this about. Maybe you're like, man, maybe you guys used to live in the same area and you've moved away, and you're just so happen to be back there for a few days for whatever, and you're sitting at the house and you're thinking, hold on guys, and you're thinking, man, I need to go down, I need to slip down to the store real fast and go grab some cheese and bread, right? And after God knows how long, as you're walking in, this person's walking out of the door, and you run directly into each other, shoulder to shoulder, and you're like, oh, hi. And it's like there's that soul recognition again, and you're like, oh my God, like I didn't expect if I ran into you I'd be like this, look like this, like it's been time. And this person's like, it is just. And as you guys both drive away, maybe it's like a sub's like, hey, I hope you're good. You too. And then it's like from that time forward, this person's like, I've got to, what do I say? What do I do with my hands? I've got to say something. I can't just let her drive away. Or, maybe this person's a fucking whole goober and like follows you and flashes the lights and you pull over and you're like, yeah, did you forget something? And they're like, yeah, well, I know I haven't spoken in a while, but if you ever need anything, here's my number. Or my business card, okay? And you're like, okay, thank you. And wish you the best. And there it sits, that business card on your dash from somebody you shared a very profound soul connection with, haven't seen in God knows how long, and both moved away, and you meet up in the same spot and run smack dab into each other. And this man chases you down, flashing his light, saying, I just wanted to give you my business card. Could you imagine the humility and the balls that would take? And as you drive off, you really, spirit guides? Like, what is that? As you look at it, you're just like, and then you kind of get this smile and you're like, no, I can't. And then here we go, we're recreating, because now that feeling, right? That feeling's moving through. You're like, oh my, the butterflies, and like, okay, it's been some time, but like, no, we know now this is where the universe is like, where we're checking to see how far you've come. Do you trust us? Or are you going to bring up all the same reasons why how the past played out the way it is? You haven't even heard this person yet, but you're already going into like, it ended bad, and or somebody's just like, it's been a long time, but what could it hurt? See, that's the difference between knowing when you're ready to accept an opportunity and when you're not. Because there's always something in everything. It's just, I think that there's some people in here that pray and ask for things to come about, and then when they do, it's like you just don't. Then you don't realize you actually manifested that here, or the purpose behind it, because you want to know the purpose so bad. Am I going to get hurt again? Is this going to be the truth? And I'm gonna know when I'm getting it. I forget what song that is. Maybe it's rap. Okay. So let's get a different deck. Now I'd like to see how you truly feel. See the Two of Cups, soulmates with work. Maybe you guys will work together. Person's got a lot of admiration for you. They definitely feel enlightened. This person has great adoration for wisdom and knowledge, or the esoteric wisdom and knowledge that you're holding. This person understands that there's still things yet to be revealed, but this person is taking part in creation instead of trying to control. This is they're saying, God's will to my will. Whatever my the high one is asking to work through me for whatever purpose this serves for the highest good of all, because I don't want to get back into this and have it be detoured. But the fact that I ran into you shoulder to shoulder at one space where neither one of us has been in a very long time, and there you were. Now, I've come far enough on my path, and this person's like, and so have I. That's not coincidence. That's not coincidence. We've both done an extreme amount of healing, right? And you realize in that moment that patience, kindness, time to get to know yourself, the deep introspection, the looking at things and lessons, and the gratitude of how much this person has even helped you to grow. Maybe you don't even know that this person's ever even thought about you again. Maybe you've let it go. Maybe you once in a while you'll see their name on a road sign, or it'll pop up somewhere on an ad, and you'll be like, oh, that's weird. And you'll look at the number, and it's synchronistic, and you're like, oh, it's been so long. And then you start to say, hey, I heard so-and-so's back in town. And you're like, what? The boys are back in town. Okay, let's see how you feel. What up, Collective Armadas? White Raven, what up? Hey. You see this person as a hard worker. You see this person is also very good at something that they do. You guys, it's so funny. You know what? When I ask how they see you or feel about you, and I asking how they're seeing you, you guys both pull the Eight of Pentacles. So I wonder if you both now aren't sharing some sort of idealism or some sort of, you got 2 and 0, which amplifies the balance and the duality. You guys aren't both working in duality or honing a craft or something very particular here. Okay. How do you see this person? How do you see this person in this energy? How do you see this person now? Somebody who's worked cohesively with the universe as well. Somebody who's now able to give and to receive. Somebody who's open. You see this person as somebody you'd definitely like to have an exchange with or some sort of collaboration with here. 8 of Cups. This 88 comes out up here. Could be born in 86, 87, 88. 89 comes out as well. You see this person as somebody who's very open-minded, open to receiving. How do you truly feel about this person deep down? How do you truly feel about this person you've shared this experience with? How do you feel about this person? Something's been healed. Forgiveness. That's over the justice, the karmic justice that's here, which was their intention. How they felt about you was the King of Cups. You feel like something has been restored. You feel like something has been healed here about this person. You see this person now as no longer being heartbroken or tied to something that was, you know, in their family tree or their DNA, whether it was addictions, drugs, sex, rock and roll, overworking, overthinking, whatever it was that had this person depressed, things they just couldn't let go of. You see this person now as somebody who's healed, somebody who has mended their broken heart, somebody who has brought true healing to their self. You feel healed by this person as well, because this level of healing they've done has also healed this aspect of yourself, and I think that that's something that you realize as a high priestess here. Thank you guys for hitting the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button for your girl. How else do you feel about this person? Do we have anything else to go with that? I seen it come out and then it flipped around. Okay, you got the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Swords in reverse of how you truly feel. I think you're optimistic. I think you want to... How you feel... You still feel like there's an aspect of this person here who is still moving out of something, who's still going through a healing process, or still, you know, I think somebody's an overworker. I think you feel like somebody puts in a lot of time and energy into something and could rest more. Somebody takes their path. You see them as taking whatever they're doing, they're very dedicated to it. There's a lot of red and green in here, so talking about the heart and grounding. You really feel like this person has done some healing. But they're uneasy, or, you know, they're on the grind. I just feel like they're on the grind, especially with their spirit guides pulling this boat here through these rough waters. Like, you really feel that this person has purpose here. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. You feel this person has great potential in the choices that they're making. If you were to collaborate with this person in any way, you know, what's your truest intentions towards this person? Let's say that. Truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I think you might be kind of cold to this person at first, or just kind of be like, you know, your energy might say, I'm not the girl I used to be, you know. I'm not the man I used to be, the boy I used to be, you know. I think your intention here is to share also some sort of wisdom and knowledge. See that spirit guide up there is to really, I think you might take this person to a different place that they have yet to be and show them a different way of thinking, a different way of seeing. You definitely are, there's intentions on both ends to share, because their intention for you, this person's got to be an air sign, dude, or one of you are for sure, or have a very prominent placement. Their intentions for you was the justice, to see a return. That was the cause and the effect here that brought this life lesson here through for them. You're showing up as your intention for them is the Queen of Swords. 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck is what you don't see. The truth about you also recognize that this is a soulmate. This is somebody that shares very similar energy to you. Somebody here watches another person, and I'm just going to say they do. King of Swords. So when a King and a Queen of Swords show up in the same deck, this tells me that you two are very aligned. You ran into each other, smack dab, in the middle of fucking nowhere. This person watches you. This person's like, you are my happiness. For some of you, this person wants to procreate and have a child. They want to bring in a life and know what it would be like to have a shot at a family, or have, or to share your kids again, and to have, you know, that openness in that relationship. This person says, I recognize you're my soulmate. That's the energy that this person comes in as somebody who has done a lot of seeking within themselves, and as a 6 of Cups, a soulmate. It's just advanced now. You guys have grown up. You're not kids anymore. You're not kids. You've ascended. Somebody here spends a lot of time receiving messages, enlightenment, knowledge, wisdom, or somebody's doing this, and another person, you know, they're soaking up that enlightenment, that rays of light. There's something here very bright, very communicative, very connected. See, now it feels like energetically, even through planetarial movements, it feels in alignment. King of Swords shows up. You know, and see how he's looking at her and she's looking away? Oh, I guess they're both looking at each other. I don't think she sees him, but he sees her. See, her bird still, it's like they share that even maybe a similar spirit guide. See how this bird or his spirit guides communicate. See how that bird's in the sky, I think that's her spirit guide, but see how his is posted here on his sword? Her sword's just chilling. His is just chilling too. He's seen against it, but he's got a lot of birds. He's got more birds, a lot more birds than she does. Maybe these two have been out on the same peak and are finally going to find each other. Again, right? They're both sitting in the same energy, honorable energy, and ravens are fucking smart. They're so intelligent. They can have facial recognition up to 1.5 miles away. I mean, they're one of the most intelligent birds. You guys share something very divine here, and that's plain to see. All right. I think that there's a level of forgiveness here that somebody really wishes to communicate and speak to you that hasn't been spoken yet. And not just like, I forgive you, you forgive me. It's like this person wants to express a deep gratitude for you helping set their soul free. Whatever attachments, whatever things they were going through, you help them to release that so that they can bring in the more authentic version of themselves. This person too, also in some ways very intelligent and is very communicative too. Could be a leader or somebody who's very sharp with the tongue or the word. This person moves really fast. There's a lot of air signs in here. A lot of Aries, Libra, Sagittarius. What fucking planet am I on? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. All right, let's look at an overall outcome for this here. High Priestess again. 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, for the High Priestess to come out in the overall outcome, and this person, you've both got to be spiritualists. You both have to be connected very, very cosmically. It's like 2 starseeds, 2 psychics, 2, whatever it is, your guys' intuition. You both are very profound at what you do. Look, Knight of Cups. There's an offer out here saying, somebody's like actually saying, like trying to communicate with you, like literally as we speak, send you the energy saying like, I love you. I see you. Maybe this person, 22. Somebody here's a life path 22. There's mastery. You both have mastered these levels of yourselves. There is a level of mastery that both of you have ascended through and to. Boy, you're both brilliant. Brilliant beings. Very intuitive, very connected. Somebody here, it's like they speak from two different types of energies, though. One is a little bit more like rigid in their delivery with the Hierophant here in this High Priestess. See how it's a lot more old-fashioned and more like scroll-like, tablet-like, relic. You know what I mean? They deliver messages from a different, like more earthly, I would say, for Earth matters here. With the Eight of Swords in reverse over here and the High Priestess over here, I feel like somebody here works with people to set their minds and their souls free, which initially is why this person, what they really truly got to experience and learn about you from some sort of cause and effect lesson, is that you also help them to navigate that within their own mental prison. Somebody here, you guys both, I think you bring justices to two different types of belief systems. If you're both readers, like one could be a tarot reader and one could be an oracle reader, or one could cast sticks and the other one can read runes. But it's like the deity or the energy or the realms in which they call on could differentiate in some ways on that level of consciousness. What does that look like? Hangman. So it's coming from the same place. Maybe just the delivery or the audience in which they're helping. You and this other high priest, yeah, and look, this like more church or like breaking down like false cults or bringing illumination to like Illuminatis and stuff. This person like really helps Freemasons, corrupt police officers, corrupt systems. This person reads more about earthly matters like that. I think this, you read more, or your healing purpose or your mission here, what you're tapping into is more to help the enslaved people or the enslaved consciousness to be set free. So both doing this, working in different ways, but both through enlightenment, both through the same source here. Okay. All right. Anything else we need to know moving forward? Any advice? Justice is here. So the advice is that this is divine timing. This is when two parallels are running congruent together and things are starting to align, like we always say, right person, wrong time, different soul. Whatever aspect was flowing through that person or programming, that has died off from both of you. That's why I'm saying mastering these levels of truly identifying with what is the I am and within you. What guides you, what leads you, what's your soul base, what's your morals, what's your moral compass look like? Are we guided by greed and wanting to control? When you love something so much, you just want to cling on to it. You're like, well, where were you? Or who were you talking to? Or why did that person look at you like, don't do that to people you love. Don't grab them by their arm and be like, what the fuck was that? You fell in love with a person because of who they were. You can't then, this person shares their time and energy with you, and then you grasp onto them and put them in a fucking bubble and say, oh no, now you have rules and restrictions. You love the bird because the bird was free to fly. Now you put it in a cage and now it just doesn't act the same anymore. So truly what the lesson here was, allowing things to be free at their truest expression, the truest level, and understanding that love is patient, love is kind. Look at the patience it takes for all of that to grow. It takes time, it takes seasons. A lot of time, because we went from the 7 of Pentacles to the 8, still working, but now they're off of the tree, right? They're off of the vine, and they're on to where their next level. They're in alignment now. He's working on that 9th one, or on that 8th one. So 1111 comes out. You've got 2 cards of justice that came out here. 11 is my yes number, and it comes out twice. 1111. This is also talking about mirrored energy. Portals, there's a lot of you guys. I cannot say how much you two match in energy after some time has gone by. Haha. He was able to see everything I did. He would test me and I didn't even realize it, but I passed. Doesn't matter what kind of life you live. You're either a good person or you're not. Not all who wonder laugh. And you know what? The coolest thing is about actually when people don't know you're looking is the best time to see who somebody truly is. When you're not aware of that person's physical presence being there. You know, we do things behind closed doors that we normally wouldn't do in public. And part of it is bringing that natural aspect out in front of us because say we do reach this level of consciousness where we're all telepathic. There's no lies. We don't hide vulnerabilities or, oh, I masturbated or, you know, I did it doggy style and I like it with my head hanging off the bed or whatever. We all have weird things about us that we like, bro. I wear my socks inside out because I don't like when the seam rubs against my toes in my work boots. You know, we all have our own shit. Just being vulnerable with it and understanding, like, the divide in all things. Alright, guys, I love you. This was a very awesome read. What did you guys think about it? How do you feel? That's really cool. I like the way that all kind of flowed out of there. I love that the three of hearts came out in reverse. That showed some very immense healing and moving on some from very trying sometimes that really go deep down within somebody's genetic or cellular makeup. And that loss of a parent for one of you who's made it through that. You know, this person's like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, but I could feel you. You know, and understanding that too within, somebody here definitely has lost a parent. The other person might still have two parents or might only know one of them. I'm not sure, but it does feel like there's similar dynamics within that situation too. Somebody here's a medium and the other person is not. Somebody here is a medium. Another person feels very intuitive and very empathic and very like justice, you know, a lot about like a justice complex, almost wanting justice for humanity, for corruption to be brought out, like more politician. You know what I mean? That's what that energy felt like. This feels more esoteric and philosophical and very like soul, more outer planetary, universal, astral travel, out-of-body experience, deep meditation, Reiki, crystals, mythical beings and legends and words, okay, in that way. This was more addressing those who feel injustice of the earth, the different types of souls. So basically both doing the same, on the same mission to elevate and to seed enlightenment, right? Love you guys. But both doing it in different ways. It's crazy how stuff comes back around and time changes people and things, isn't it? How you can look at somebody in front of you and just see a completely different person. Even though it's the same physical vessel, it's like, wow, you've changed so much. You've grown so much. Even standing in the mirror in front of yourself, just saying, like, look, we've grown to levels that I didn't even think I had in me. I wasn't trying to get to any levels. I just kept getting pushed, and then pretty soon I'm like, wow. Well, I started sharing this and other people resonate, so maybe I should share it more. Somebody's very passionate about the messages that they deliver to. They get very passionate because I'm passionate. All right. And just because I want to look, what are some of the messages that the person who is working for more of humanity on the third dimensional plane and bringing messages in that aspect? What is stuff that they're predicting or that they're speaking about? Okay. Out-of-body experience recalled. They're going to clarify everything I just said. Holy Spirit. Keep going, you're being guided. Oh, and England came out. England came out in a Leo. Okay, for this other reader. And now let's look for you. If you're into a divination, a healer. Oh, wow. And what you have the ability to do is you have the ability to see future events. So psychic precognition, something that's in your DNA, okay, is very prominent here for you. It's something that you're just genetically coded with. And voodoo, African magic. is something that you speak about over here. You got the hoodoo for the voodoo. Anything else? Combined, shared. What are they sharing at this time? I see Virgo at the bottom of the deck. Combined and sharing this space and within their journey. What is it that these two souls are sharing together in this space and time for humanity? 2 cards popped out. Enlightenment comes. Artist of many colors and unique ideas. Hawk spirit. So you guys could both see hawks. Native American spirit, or both be tied to some sort of Native American spirit, or work with shamanism or Native American. Artist of many unique colors. Artist of many colors and unique ideas. So that's what you guys are sharing here. What do you guys come to, what are you warriors of? What are you warriors of? Rainbow child, third wave, great times and good memories. It's like seeding new consciousness, and talking to the dead is at the bottom. Talking to those that are no longer here. This is like some pretty unique confirmations, especially for those of you that are in the divination. Dark night of the soul. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Got the whole family up in here. Hi guys. Alicia, Herman, German Matt, Matthew, Constance, what's up girl? Collective, White Raven, Dub Styles, Herman again. Herman again. Herman again. All right. Person on your mind when things fell apart, right? When our timeline shifted and different aspects of us started to shine through. What was this person truly feeling at that time? What was this person's truest feelings at that time? 2, and they were stuck together. Wow. I remember every detail of that day. I didn't follow my own inner guidance, and I felt stuck in the mud. It is so hard to see a way out when everybody says this feels normal, the 8 of Swords. Remember when I said that somebody here as a psychic or as a reader or as a healer, they help somebody? Fucking ads.
Your best friend for the best nutrients for their best life.
Play by premium. I hate ads. It drives me nuts. With the 8 of Swords, their sole purpose here was to help people learn their lessons and set their own selves free through the psyche or through the mental blocks here. I would say somebody here too has a great ability to.
For gold ideas.
These are incubators for gold ideas. All right. Anything else for the person on your mind that day? That situation, that experience? What were they feeling like at that time in that state of consciousness? Oh, 4. There always keeps being 1 in there. You have awakened in me a hot flame of passion to follow my soul and my true life path. My soul and my body wants you, Ace of Wands. You were the best thing in my life. My heart was already broken when we met, so every small gesture from you can trigger pain that feels 10 times worse than anybody else. The 3 of Swords, and we've seen that come up in the read. So that was exactly, and they're saying now they're showing up in those feelings of their heart being healed. Number 13, I am finally ready to put the past behind me and let go of all people and situations that are toxic. I am creating space for us. This person could be a Scorpio. Death card out here. You've got a lot of Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius that came out through this read. Amazed, truly stunned, clarification is wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys tap into that frequency. All right. Because I've been on here for so long, I will take a few short little Pola cards for the collective watching. If you want to get in priority, you can. I will take super chats before. I'm going to keep these short. I know normally when I do my mini reads, super chats, you know, for the mini reads when I do those sections. But when I'm doing it just on here, because everybody kind of wants to get a little message. So do I have a mod that can help me pick a few people out? If you guys want a card or two, just a message to come through. Love you, Robert XO. What's up, Herman? Thank you guys for being in here. You rock. You rock in those socks. I just want to know who is it who puts their beanies on butt naked out of the shower, puts their beanie on their head, and then their socks. Then they go dig bare ass in the dryer, bend over, and when they're trying to find their underwear and there it looks like a bear backing out of a motherfucking beehive, huh? Found them! Beanie socks, and I got my trousers, and turns out they're like fucking Speedo underwear, right? What? I swam in high school. Whatever, dude. All right. Love and light, what's up? A love message, you got it. How can I help? My son is so scared of being alone. Oh, I can help with that. I can definitely help with that. Okay, love message for love readings. Show me the love. For love and light. For love and light, the intention of this read is for the highest good of all, for love and light. Beautiful soul wants to know about a love message. What do they have? A love message for love and light here. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right, love message for love and light. Ooh, it feels like there is if you're not already with somebody, there is somebody that also sees you as an investment, okay? You guys also are telling you, take advantage of opportunities that are coming your way, love and light. You gotta take advantage of these moments. And they want you to know too, this person that is coming towards you, this energy, you're going to recognize them because they have a very consistent energy. They're consistent, whether it's what they do, the way they show up, they respond to your messages, they're there for dinner, they're considerate. This person is consistent in behavior, and that is how your spirit guides are going to say, you know, you're not playing with the fuck shit. This person shows you by the way they show up, or they text you good morning or good night. You know, they're consistent. You don't feel that there's games with this person. You will not feel like that. Oh wow, this is happening probably faster. Are you already in a relationship or because this little tiny pinnacle is advancing. And this means to me that this is advancing in the physical realm. It was just a little tiny page. Now God's really here, so do not pass up any opportunities as far as your love message goes. I also want to say, you two could also be in the realm of the same thing or invest into the same things. Whatever it is in earthly matters, that feels to me too where that alignment comes from. You both could actually be really good with money here. Or good at investing, good at banking, good with money. This person too is also has grown to be good with money. Whatever this is in your love life, your spirit guides are saying bottom of the deck. This could lead to an ultimate happiness for you that truly does have you feeling complete and whole, because this is not built off of. See, I feel like this read tonight that I just did, that kind of might be, even if it's in a different space and time, it's like it seeds now. You have deep manifestations in the spirit realm, through your light body. I feel like love and light, whatever it is, you're invested to it. This person's going to be very invested into you. I mean, invested if you're not working together already. I'll plug in my phone real fast. I don't want it to die. Manifestation. Tell me about this manifestation. Oh God, it's gonna bring you anxiety. When you start to feel this, because you do this thing where you can self-sabotage because you try to remember like what happened in the past and you want to remember those patterns. So when you see it in another person, or you feel something's off, or you feel like, I think that there has been people attracted to you that haven't always had the best intentions. I do feel like it's because of a level of naivety, or vice versa. You go for people that are more naive. That's just kind of showing up here. Somebody in your love message here, like, why does it bring you anxiety? Because it's gaining momentum. Something here is gaining momentum and growing. It's growing from something small to something bigger. You feel this, and you're like, oh fuck, you know, what do I do with this? What would you do with this? Your spirit guides are saying, like, if you did have this interaction, or you are experiencing this, are you ready for it to take it to the next step? Are you ready for things to grow more? It's like you're going to have to open back up and share pieces of yourself to be able to receive. Somewhere, somebody's very invested in you, in your love story here. And the other thing is too, I don't know if you've had people like with money try to buy love or gifts. Love language might be gifts or gift giving. That kind of comes through here for this person. Like somebody likes to give gifts. They want to. Somebody here, you will know this person because either you or them, they want to provide. You will have an innate need to want to provide for this happiness, okay? And this is built off of trust, something that's long term. You'll want to provide for it because you're not just flying into it like, oh, hey, fuck, you mark every box. It's something that's grown over time because it was small. And now as time's gone by, it's getting bigger. And now God's showing it to you. You might have seen it in the physical. Okay, I see you. You have a pinnacle. It's kind of, and now God's like, hello. Hell fucking low. My hand's out here holding it in front of you. And you're feeling like this about it. This is secure. They want you to know that this is secure. This is something that is secure, and this brings stability. This is a stable relationship. This person will be consistent. Okay, and I think you're going to get a message of this a lot sooner than you anticipated, or that there's travels of meeting this person here, okay? It's sudden. It'll be sudden action is what I feel. And this kindness that... The other thing that you feel about this person is this person, you see the God in them. You see the Holy Spirit in this person. You see the love running through this person. This person could be somebody who spends a lot of time not depleting themselves, but to giving to humanity, to where their heart and their mind and intentions are set as for the highest good of all. And I swear that read I just did tonight, like the way that love comes back, running smack dab into each other, and you're like, whoa. And then you're looking at the card and you're like, what the hell? Like, do I call? And you're like, fuck, do I call? Do I call? Should I answer the phone? What do I say? And here it is. It's like, what about this is giving you this? Because what I see for you is a lot of happiness and being able to open yourself up to receive. And this is intuitively guided. You will be intuitively guided to this. Don't let your mind wander to old ways of being. There could be a Cancer here, or July could be prominent, but not seeing this before. This was a couple of, so instead of giving it to unlove, it's showing up in a different way now. Grounded, not just a naive, imaginative, imaginatory. Yeah, this is something that's grown over time. So it looks good. It looks stable. How will you feel about this one that comes in? You're gonna go back to your spirit guides. Are you sure, spirit guides? Are you sure, God, this is the one? Taking a break, taking a pause, getting the introspection you're needing. But you'll go back and how you feel about it is kind of like a lack of direction, because you're trying to gain a new perspective here when you're encountering this. I think you just kind of, somebody here lacks direction in how to get this to go to the cups from the pentacles, how to turn this into something a little more, because then we're going from the page of cups to something, a very potentially fulfilling relationship with another sensitive, very childlike soul. Somebody also here who's done or been hurt. It's not like they're bringing that forward. They're just saying, look, you can see somebody's grown from experience, and I feel you have as well. Healers, okay? So I feel like they'll be along the same path of rejuvenation and bringing faith and renewal into other people's. That's just a part of who they are. This person's very good for humanity. This person, they live in it. It's inspiring, and it will not look anything like what you have experienced before, of the same old mundane, stubborn routine. Fuck that. Your spirit's like, fucking, I'm a bird. I'm like a bird, I wanna fly away. I don't know where my home is. I don't know where my soul is. Your love life looks giving. Be open to receiving. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right. Going up to my next super chat. How can I help my son? He's so scared of being alone. Let's go into this deck. And actually, if you don't mind, can I actually look at like what that fear is on that level? I don't want to just go into your kid's energy. But can I kind of see what's hindering, or, you know, if this is something through the dreams that this kid's bringing back? Because it feels like this, it could be something from the dreams that's haunting this child. And I also want to say this too, White Raven, this is actually what your child is feeling. This is kind of like shadow attachments, or entities trying to, they're like stopped on a grid. I think the fear that your kid fears is actually because they're seeing these shadows, tall shadows is what I see, and I see like 4 of them around you when you sleep. And I think this kid's picking up on that density and vibration. I would definitely say I would light a candle with intentions to clear, purify, and cleanse your space, and I would light some sage. And I would actually have your child hold the sage and say, with this sage, when we light this, it lets go of a really loud sound like a dog whistle. And it hurts other people's ears. They're too sensitive to it. So when we light this, it hurts those monsters' ears. So when we light it, we go to sleep, we light it, we go through the house. And then once we put it away, they're all gone. And every day we do this just to blow that high-pitched dog whistle so that none of these monsters can get into your space. But I do feel like it has something to do with the dream state. Yep, follow your intuition here. So my guides are telling me that that is pretty direct in alignment with what your child is feeling now. You have to remember that they're able to perceive. You don't, with you already being how you are, White Raven, and your awakeness, you have to remember the portals and the level of energies that you're also that are magnetized to you. You got to remember, when you leave a porch light on, a bunch of bugs want to fly to it, and that kind of feels like energetically what this is. You've opened a portal, you've opened some, there's a lot of intelligence here. The white candle, I would put one in your room, both ends of the house, whatever this space is that you share, and allow it to be a ritual that you guys go through with, right? Just like lighting a birthday candle, light it and just say, okay, this makes a really loud sound. We can't hear it because we're human, but the monsters can. And when we light it, it goes all away and they can't come in here. But we do it every day. And then they get used to that intention of this puts them away. You know, I think they're just picking up sensitivity in your space. Do you co-parent with another person, or does this child go somewhere else? White Raven? Keys to goodness, 7 heavenly virtues. An opportunity knocks, go for it. Okay, so there's something here that you're actually being guided to learn. As far as, see this bubble and protection? Part of it too is a manifestation against what you've manifested out of some sorts of fears, or just like, I feel like you get really spiritually attacked to a place where, you know, you have these darker energies or subconscious placements somewhere that are being like a deep, deep, dark subconscious that comes back out, and those energies kind of open like a portal. Somehow you and your child are having a because you're in each other's fields. Your child is sensing this. So because this child's sensing it, they're actually perceiving it and hearing it in that way. Two, I just command that any spirit, any dark energy, entity that is manifested or coming through any portal that is open that's not supposed to be, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, the Council of Light, I just call on you now into this space on all levels and all realms, and any energy that has been manifesting off of this little boy or in this space that's not for the highest good of all, for lesson purposes. I don't want to overstep my bounds here, so they're just scanning anything here. Yep, you've got, it's like a short, fat, old guy, okay? And it's a short, fat, old guy. Does your son ride a bus? It's an attachment here. Does your son ride a bus or commute with other people or go to, yes, his dad's house? Okay. Somewhere there's a short, fat, old guy. It was like, this is a soul, this is an energy that hasn't transformed or gone to the other side. So it kind of feeds off of your child. And this is actually a soul that was really terrified too as it was passing. Hence, it didn't transform or go. The soul didn't go to the light, right? It only has so long, and then it's trapped here. So your kid has the gift. It doesn't feel like a gift now, but the ability to pick up on that energy and the fact that it's actually clairaudiently hearing that telepathically too. So I'm just going to, any of those portals that are open to the mind or the space throughout this child, from the bottom of the feet to the top of the head, I just command it to go now. This shadow's actually crying, like it's showing me the shadow's crying. The shadow's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, because Archangel Michael, you know, they're in there, and he's like, I didn't know what I was, the harm I was inflicting. I don't know about the harm that I'm inflicting. I just wanted to stay alive. They feed off of the light. They feed off of, right? I'm out of breath. I'm hot right now. I just feel like I just slayed with my samurai sword. It's like, no, I didn't know. So anything that's residual energy that is within this dynamic right now, you have the free will to go back to where you belong, but you can't stay here. So I'm just going to close out any inner portals with Archangel Michael's help. They're scanning an entire body. Okay, this time I'm feeling like a little leak by an ankle. The bottom of the ankle or the bottom of the heel, the sole of the foot. We're just going to close that up right there too, like leaky energy, so that we can get completely grounded here. For the highest good of all, Archangel Michael, thank you. Any energies that were residing within this dynamic that did not belong are now gone. 7 heavenly virtues. This child now, and your being. You know, I'm not going to go and put protection on, you know, this is what I'm guided to do. Wrap them in golden light. Light all around the room, light throughout the bed, every orifice. I just see the red robin, and just the protection. And that's what they're showing here. All is well. So mote it be. Archangel Michael, cheer up and live in the moment, Spirit guides say. I don't know what's going on at this other parent's house, but this kid feels like, I'm just going to tell you this kid feels a lack of stability. This kid feels a lack of protection, okay? This is kid 6, in that age range, 4, older than what this kid should be, advanced in some way. I'm not sure what's going on, you know, at the dad's house, but this kid's soul is like feeling ungrounded from the body. I don't know if this kid's seeing, besides just the fear of seeing things. It says, just get ready for the positive change here, okay? And your child might actually do, you know, a dog, like this child loves animals, and this kid, you know, I don't know if, this kid wants a dog. This kid wants his own puppy, this kid wants his own dog or something like, and then I see this animal, whatever it is, that grows older with this child here. He's 4, but truly advanced. Yeah, he feels like he's 6 to me. But then they showed me the 4. So your kid does a lot of. Your kid's very advanced. We'll just say that. Your kid should be feeling just quite fine. Get the sage or insight, anything you put intentions by, and have him go through and do that by, and make it fun. Make it fun. And then every time you do it, put a sticker on the calendar. Woohoo! We got our monster stick out. We got rid of all the monsters, and now they all turn nice. Now they all turn to light. Even monsters need love too. So when we send them love, they become nice. You can do it in lots of ways that would be beneficial. I don't think that. Let me know if you have anything else outside of that, and watch your thoughts too. It's very important that you watch your thoughts. You could use some clear quartz in your house, especially in the vicinity of which you're sleeping. Maybe even carrying one or wearing one on your being. Too, and maybe even where your child sleeps selenite. Felt like I just seen a big orb go across my face right there. Maybe. Okay. And I keep feeling called to have a dog. The kid wants a dog, and you know what's funny is the dog actually looks like, I don't know if you've seen my puppies, all the little tan dogs, but I seen a tan dog in my mind's eye for some reason, and I see it being little and growing with him. He did just ask you for a dog tonight? That's funny. Yeah, I can see your son. Does your son have dark hair? Maybe it's a dirty dishwater blonde or darker than that. Maybe it's just changed as he's getting older, darker. Cute kid, smart kid, and he loves the water. Kid loves the water. Like bass or anything like that. That too is super good. Like grounding elements are good. Fireplace too. I feel like that kid could sit there and stare at a fire or a candle forever. Mom, look, Got the curly hair. Oh, so cute. Okay, did I have any other viewers? I will, unless anybody had a Snapchat gets you presidents, a Snapchat, a super chat. I'll take Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App too if you guys want to do that to get ahead on the list. But outside of that, I will take whoever is watching, and then I will read some free cards here. First come, first serve, and I'll take 3 people if I have a mod that wants to get me a list. Oh, cranky. I only have like 10 minutes because I'm going to have to go get my kid from school. It was snowing this morning and she did not want to drive in the snow. You're welcome, White Raven. You're welcome. Okay, JCJ. You're going to tell me twice. You could be trying something new and or perfecting something or how something's going and trying to get it down just right. You're critiquing a skill in whatever way that is, whether this is spiritually in your mind, the ways of thinking. There's something here that, ooh, you're getting it down. See, it's starting to flow. Your spirit guys are saying, practice makes perfect. You know that. Practice makes perfect. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but here's those new tricks. So something fun. It does feel it's like sipping paint or something. I don't know, I see you doing something you normally wouldn't do and you end up I want to laugh, like you're having a fucking ball doing it. Taking chances, 0303 comes out. When chances present themselves, seize them and do something out of the ordinary. Whether in your professional or personal life, you will find success by welcoming creative impulses and having faith in your own abilities. Trust in chance and take a risk on opportunities that could change your life for the better. And then you got the big break, bro, come on. And that's 66 and that's 33, that's a 666, which is the number of family, stability, soul family, safety. An opportunity, help, extra cash, or other support is coming your way. So keep going and have fun when performing your task. The most tremendous success comes from passion. All efforts will be rewarded big time. I do feel like you're receiving some sort of money. I actually heard inheritance in my head. I don't know what that that doesn't come through a lot. I hear that on a lot of tarot channels readers. Still didn't say right. tarot readers channels. So something's backwards or dyslexia or something like that. I don't know, like trying to put the cart before the horse, but now like starting to get it. Okay, that's what I have for you. What up, Cindy? Cindy, you're moving forward. I don't know if you've been dealing with somebody who's kind of been like an ice queen or just kind of more cold or distant, or maybe that's an energy that, you know, you're moving forward from. I see that. Just really looking forward to positive change, being excited about this. You know, I see a lot of changes for you this year, really breaking out of like learning to have fun. Learning to have fun. 666 comes out too. Reflection. Several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity and who you are. You need a mental shift towards greater optimism, self-assurance, and trust. Put your faith in your gut and your inner voice. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person and move forward. And you've got animals, you know, here. Something about animals. Maybe you have like squirrels or something that's running out in front of the car, or something that's repetitive, birds, or it just feels like, I don't know, nature sending you symbols with something that's repetitive. I just seen a premantis in my head, so maybe that's something you see in the spring, but I seen that. Two, and it looks like you are starting over, but this time you're getting the right information about whatever this is. That's what helps you move forward, is receiving the right code, the right information. Cindy, this is talking about your intelligence, and it's a level of spiritual development that you are moving through here. You're actually kind of really good in that realm of whatever you've been through. You felt like, man, I'm disassociated, or just kind of like in the cold. You actually have a polar bear, like a spirit animal, that meets you there, that it's guiding you. I don't know if you are intentionally trying to meditate and go on a guided meditation with a spirit animal, but it looks like that might be something, and you might want to look up the polar bear, because I feel like that's so prominent for you. There's something with this guardian, or calling on the power of this angel. Bird just flew over us, my confirmation. Could call on this courage or this strength to help you move forward. But yeah, you're being guided, and you're exactly where you needed to be. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and this experience. Learning from failures is key. Your happiness is real, possible, and just around the corner. Understand it is a process in the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It is in the little things, not the big one. And remember that fails are fun, so allow yourself a fresh start. And follow your intuition. They're saying follow your intuition. Seer with the owl. I feel like you're having very magical experiences, or like maybe even might write a book for kids or something. Like you bring imagination back into people's minds, and they're like, oh, like when you talk about something, they can actually see it and feel it. You have a gift to do that. And this is being actually bestowed awakened within your being to be this creative. There's many aspects to you. You have strong bonds with animals. Okay, this actually comes up. Stand up for all animals, and look at all of these birds here. Now your spirit guides are like, cheer up. You've been in the cold, been in the ice. Like maybe your animals are your greatest bonds here, but there's something very prominent about the animal kingdom. I think you're gonna meet or have a conscious awareness or an interaction with an extraterrestrial or like a legendary species or being. Whether this comes to your consciousness, you could be journaling it, and it's like Ashtar, Commander Ashtar, or a Bigfoot, or it's like you're like, what the fuck? But I think you're just gonna go with it and start receiving information. It feels like some Dolores Cannon type energy coming through, or an ability to you're understanding the brain. So that feels very prone for you. Thank you for asking me, Love and Money. 2:39. Yeah, I got about 3 more minutes. I can get another person. I love you, Cindy. I see you, boo boo. I see you, boo-boo. Move forward. That is just say move forward. Just keep it moving forward. That's the most important thing. You're welcome. Did I have anybody else who wanted a free card? Free card? If you guys are interested in a personal read with me, please make sure you email me before Friday, because after Friday, I will no longer be doing personal reads for a while. Let me know. How many ads can you have on one fucking video?
Find a lot of amazing good deals. Anything you need.
Monty Mo, you sure can. Robert, I'll get you one too. Monty Mo. Monty Mo, I don't know if you're married or your family, but family is coming through on something long term, okay? Pertaining to something very long term. And if you're asking yourself a question, the answer is yes. And I'm also seeing a rainbow. All right, for Monty Mo. You got two. You actually have really two prominent spirit guides. And I don't know if both of your grandparents are passed away or a brother and a sister or something, but they both show up together for you. They maybe like one passed away and then the other one had recently passed away, or they're showing me that they're standing together as they step forward in the spirit realm. You got 8888 and October 11th. And I was going to say 1011, but they had me say October 11th. So you got personal power and take action that come out. This is a call to action. To move forward. The sooner you get going, the sooner you will accomplish what you are set out to do. Those with patience will eventually reap the rewards of their perseverance. That new beginning in that family, you know, it just looks like gatherings and happiness, okay? So they're like, the sooner you get going. Personal power, 8888. Beautiful. This is like one of the most luckiest numbers. This is speaking about money. Sometimes you have some, sometimes you don't on the 8. Sometimes you have some, sometimes you don't, right? You could be a life path 8 or be surrounded by life path 8s here. They want you to look up life path 8, or the numerology or the energy behind the number 8 just feels very prominent. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending you numbers to reassure you that prosperity and well-being is ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect and use it to the greater good. I told you it feels like something powerful, family-oriented. You're being seen, you're being felt, you're being heard. There's even if this isn't direct family, soul family, there's connection here. There's a lot of connection. Your spirit guides are saying, take your heart's advice. Listen to your heart when it's calling for you. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know why, but listen to your heart before you tell them goodbye. Yeah, it was just two beings that stepped forward, and it was like they were just showing me we're back together again. So I'm not sure what that is. Maybe there's a reason with the 8 to look into there, or the October. I'm not sure. I feel like there too, you're going to also be receiving more information from other family members, or a parent, or a strange parent, or somebody who hasn't been there, or information that you've missed, or maybe don't know about your childhood, and you might be receiving other information and like, wow, that kind of explains a lot, or understanding your genealogy. And I feel like you're really good with like DNA, or you would be really good at understanding things like that. It's like quantum. I feel quantum with you. All right. Your daughter was born October 25th. My daughter was born October 15th. They're 10 days apart. My daughter and granddaughter are life path 8. Okay. I am a 4. Granddaughter lives with my daughter battling addictions. It's so, okay, I see. So when those show up through the other side, like your granddaughter and your daughter, there's something there very strong. Has to do with genetics and something else playing out in this space and time that also has a greater whole. And your daughter, whoever's battling addictions, I call that off of her life in the powerful name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And I just, I ground this beautiful spirit back into that self-worth and the liberation within her being. I don't know if this person has, I'm feeling like a sexual abuse in some way. She's struggled and she has been hurt. Something has happened to your little girl that really fucking hurt her to a point. You might see it as anger or rebellion, but there's something in there that hasn't been spoken of, and maybe that's what it is. There's pain in her heart, and she misses home. She misses home, okay? So, she missed her kid. Yep. So there's a lot of change. Yep, there's a lot of change that really, it took a lot of her, almost like a different entity attached into her body and overrode her consciousness through wherever she let go of her soul at. She's slowly, through dreams, these two beings that show up through the other side, they are guiding her and helping her. I think the next 3 months, things could get a little bit, you might feel like there's not change, but on the inside, there's a lot of change that's happening for her, and don't stop praying. Let's not judge or criticize, but enlift and enlighten and pray for any demonic, low vibrational spirit or consciousness that's trying to override or hijack her spirit, her physical vessel. We just call that off as a collective whole. Nobody should have to go through addictions. It is a hell of an experience, but we don't want to see people trapped and stuck there. So our prayers are powerful. So I just pray for your daughter right now to break off any of those addictions so that her daughter can have her. Because her daughter's actually, she's a healer too. Her daughter is a medium. Her daughter will speak to passed on people. Her daughter speaks to angels. Now, that's what brings her back. So there's just a lot of hurt. There's a lot of some bad stuff that happened. I'm seeing like physical tied up, like almost where she felt like so unprotected and scared out of her physical body. So you're welcome. I love you, Marnie Mo. I wish you the best. And I just send you so much love and compassion and empathy, and we don't understand the paths our kids take sometimes, but to hold space and love for them and pray is ultimately one of the most powerful things that we can do for our children. Our children are so important. We lead by example in the way we say. Sometimes we just say the right thing that a spirit just falls and they're just like, you're right, I've been broken, I'm done, I want to come home, I want this help. I'm afraid to face whatever it is, and I'm done. I'm ready. And it just feels like that spirit comes to you, and like you can look in your daughter's eyes and see her eyes again. You can see her. Does she have green eyes? Who has green eyes? Beautiful eyes. And you can just see the light in them again. And you hold her face, and you can just see the light. She'll change the world. She'll change the world. I have goosebumps. She'll change the world with this experience. So prop her up and send her lots of love. I just seen a hummingbird fly up into that tree. All right, Dubs Files, I got one more and then I gotta go. Two. Okay, you got a big break in a belief system here. Looks like you have some starts, some fast starts that are coming in here. And it really has to do, looks like what's been affecting a situation, what's been on your mind. You've been on my mind. I hang on every word I say. You lost yourself in time. Whoa, at the mention of my name. See, like this hurt and this not seeing anything, this apathy, but wanting the teamwork in the middle. Your spirit guides are showing me that a collapse or a breakdown that has happened here somewhere, or focusing on the negativity or self-absorption within this depression or nostalgia or remorse here. It really shows me that here you are collaborating with very powerful forces that are going to overtake whatever's been preying on your mind, I heard delusions or whatever's been this competition. I think you pick up on other people's thoughts too. A lot of things that you think, you'll be like, why the fuck did I think that? I think there's a lot of projections towards you in certain situations. Whatever it is, I see you standing your ground. Okay, I see you standing your ground here with something. You got your guard up. You're directing your will towards some sort of collaboration here. Trying to tap into some sort of creative power. Having the gift to grab something and bring it into your reality, I see. Focus on the quality of that, okay? And it does feel like this is something that you're doing with another person. This has to do with teamwork or collaboration here. There was that card. Yeah, I don't know why there's a bunch of people like this up in your situation or your energy, discombative. I don't know if this is something in the mind where you're just kind of like disassociated from some things, or, stubborn in some area, or this is just competition from others around you. But I do see you getting recognized here, or somebody in a situation getting recognized for their goodwill or whatever it is that they do, okay? It has to do with some sort of manifestation. If this is you, I do see you having some sort of recognition or having an advantage here, okay? And it does feel like because you're using the proper manifestation tools, or what you're trying to manifest is actually in direct alignment with your heart. And that's when that comes through fast, because it's in alignment with your soul's desire, not what we think we need, but what we truly need. And I think you're overpowering a thought process that's been stuck in the mind somewhere or with other people, and recognizing a pattern and how that kind of shows up to stifle us. Yeah, you also too have a gift of gab. Your spirit guides are saying like, yeah, you have a gift of gab. All right, your dreams are really prominent here. And you got belief systems. You are blessed with talents and skills that make it easy for you to stand out from the crowd. Embrace what makes you different. That is your path to success. Your dreams will soon come true. Dreams feel prominent, and I do feel like you have a gift to speak or to relay. I do kind of feel like you're smart ass or funny, or you have your own ways of, you're just you. You're you. An opportunity, you know what bird I just seen in my head? A vulture. You might want to look that up. Big bird. I just seen a vulture. So look up that spirit, that totem animal. An opportunity, help, extra cash, or other support is coming your way. So keep going and have fun when performing your task. The most tremendous success comes from passion. All efforts will be rewarded big time. Are you a content creator, or do you do something? Because that's what it feels like. You're doing something. If you're growing, okay, and you're on the right path to enlightenment. You've been through some tough shit here, and you're kind of like, yeah, realizing that this too shall pass. Lots of competition, not, lots of competitive energy or dualistic energies around you. Huge spiritual awakening, and your spirit guides say that you are headed in the right direction. Keep your thoughts grounded. Maybe, they're showing me even having like, I don't know if there's a miniature tree in your house or plants, but getting some plants, some more green in your house, Somebody here, this is showing me having a green thumb or being nature, very nature oriented. Hazel eyes, yeah, that's Hazel, but they looked a little bit lighter than Hazel when I looked into her eyes, a little bit more green or like a lightish. I think her eyes changed too, especially if she's crying, maybe they're lighter. All right, Dub Styles, that's what I had for you. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this read. 3.5 hours, I sure hope so. Hopefully we got some subscribers. I'm gonna check when I get off here and see what we got. Leave a like, leave a comment. Green is the color, yeah. Yeah, the eyes change. I got the gift of gab in high school. Yeah, me too. I was always in trouble for talking and interrupting class. All right, guys, kisses from Idaho. Take care. I may or may not be back on this evening. We'll see what I got going on. If I do, it'll probably be later this evening. I appreciate you guys. If you do want a personal read, or if you guys want me to put on the mini, do the mini reads through Super Chat or whatever, if you guys like that, just to try to get some reads in before I discontinue them at a lower price. I will set up a poll. You guys let me know if you're interested in that. If not, I'll just disregard it and keep going. Shit, we almost had 100 likes on this bitch. 1987. Anybody in here born in 1987? Nope. Going once, going twice. Sold. All right. Kiss from Idaho. Love you.